All right. Sheesh. Nice. All right.
We're back from Toronto. Everything went perfect. Reddit on Wiki starts.
All right. So we got this on. And I'm pretty sure Shmush just released another episode of Hill House. So let's go. All right, great. It's with Angela.
I'm Shane.
I gotta expect a
And
lot of
today
yelling.
is all about updates. Now, I know people have been asking for us to do updates on stories we've read in previous episodes of this show.
Oh.
That is not this episode. We found new stories that have a lot of updates, but we will be doing that at some point. We have a whole team compiling stories from the past and searching the internet for their updates. By team, I mean Emily and Marcus are hard at work, and Bailey as well. Sorry, Bailey is currently not here in this room. This episode today is actually being directed by Marcus.
Woo!
It's very
Yeah.
cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do this just like Culinary Crimes. Have you ever read a story that was so freaking weird?
I think we're missing an asshole.
I am joined by two people who have updates for me, Trevor and Angela.
Update. We're moving.
Yes,
Yeah,
that is actually true.
I've been having some hip pain.
Oh,
Oh, personal.
well, that's
Okay.
an update.
I don't know. I was literally
There you
trying to
go.
think of things.
No,
you know.
no,
No,
hey,
let's
it's
get
an update.
medical.
I'm,
Yeah.
It's an
I'm doing
no, it's-
stretches, you know.
That's good.
I think it might be a basketball thing. I don't know.
Probably.
Yeah.
You do a lot of basketball.
Getting old.
Yeah.
And you're tall.
Yeah.
But don't say you're getting old when you're like 8 years younger than me. You're not allowed to do that.
Just like don't really do that.
Just settle down, dude. You're
Just
in your
don't do
20s.
that.
Yes, so we are moving. As some of you watching this, and if you're listening, you're not seeing it, we are in a temporary studio right now. The Smosh Studios are moving to our brand new space
And
in
I'm like
Oxnard.
moving.
Oxnard.
Moving.
I'm like, I think we're gonna go right back to the same building. And I think they're just like
We're gonna come back.
moving.
Front desk, just the same person, but with a mustache.
We're
Like,
gonna-
hey, welcome!
Yeah. I think it's all an elaborate pit video.
Yeah.
We're moving.
Guys, it might be a prank.
I just can't let go of Rancho Cucamonga like that.
I
you
know.
It treated us so well for so long.
I know. I'm gonna miss Rancho Cucamonga.
You outgrow Rancho.
But I hear Oxnard is gorgeous.
This is awesome. Okay, we're doing full Oxnard.
I'm committing to Oxnard.
Great. I wanted to try Ventura Beach.
Close.
Yes.
It's right.
Right there.
It's right
Right
there.
there.
That's what I'm saying.
Right
It's perfect.
It's maybe we're in between Oxnard and Ventura.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're right there. We have our own little lot. Am I the a-hole for making my daughter's boyfriend buy a new t-shirt?
Probably not.
Okay, can you please settle a mild dispute for my family? On the 23rd of December, my daughter, who's 19, her boyfriend, 19, came over for dinner. We had dinner then because he's going away with his family for Christmas. He arrived, rang the bell, and I answered the door. He came in, took off his jacket, and that's when I saw it. He was wearing a t-shirt that said, "It's not gonna suck itself."
What?
There's no way. There's no way.
I took one look at that shirt and asked him if he had any money. He said no and asked why. I told him that the shirt showed a marked lack of respect for both my daughter and my wife. I pulled two 20s out of my wallet and quietly ushered him back out the door and towards the Walmart 3 miles away and told him to buy a more respectful shirt.
With
and
40 bucks?
with
Sorry.
40 bucks.
Okay, rich
To buy a
dad.
more respectful shirt and come back with it on. Mind you, this whole exchange took place between him and I without an audience. He was gone for 15 minutes, came back with a nice polo shirt on. We had a nice dinner together and nothing was mentioned of the incident. The next day, my daughter came to me and her mother and told us what I did humiliated him. They aren't in breakup territory or anything, and no yelling or anything of the sort went on. My wife did tell me I could have handled it differently.
How?
So, Reddit, am I wrong for handling it this way?
No.
And if so, how could I have handled it? Edit, I'm 57, and a long-haul truck driver. So I've had my share of bad moments. Most of us guys here can remember stupid things that we did as a teen, even into our 20s. The ones that stand out for me are the ones where someone didn't react with anger or malice. They were the ones where someone reacted with constructive kindness, one where a quiet redemption was offered, where a mirror was quietly held up to my behavior. Those are the ones I learned from and appreciated the most. Hopefully he comes out the other side with a new appreciation for kindness offered quietly and without fanfare. Just my thoughts. Okay. This feels pretty clear-cut for me. I think he handled it very well. Right?
You can do it better than me.
Hilarious. Bad, though.
I
don't know what that guy was
I don't
thinking.
find that hilarious.
Showing up
I
to
find that
dinner
extremely
with
disrespectful.
for his girlfriend and her parents wearing that. Bold choice. He got lucky that he showed up and it was just the dad, and the dad did that and didn't kill him.
Yeah.
I don't think that's love.
You
I think
Don't
what,
you
what,
do
no,
this
no,
now.
I think no.
Crazy
Honestly, I
because
would say if I
think
wore the
he handled
T-shirt,
it pretty
I would
well.
think that maybe
Like,
that's like a funny
it's, like,
shirt,
very
right?
generous
But
for
no,
him to, like,
oh,
pay
sorry,
for-
do you want to go?
Oh no, you should.
Okay,
It's like,
I think that
just
the
feel like $40
I just think that it would be like so crazy.
And I think
Okay, gotcha.
All right.
got ya.
And you could do a seemingly quick cut out of that.
I knew it. This combo.
It's only if we're waiting outside for too long.
Yeah,
we get
you know.
scheming. Okay, sorry. This shirt's hilarious.
No,
I
that
honestly
is
don't
truly.
think it's funny.
I mean,
When I said, okay, you guys kind of got me for a second. So when I said that shirt hilarious and you didn't respond, I was like, oh no, is this really? Shit.
You're like, it's actually not that funny.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, actually,
so
no,
sorry.
it's
No,
not.
I guess I need to rethink that.
It's a crazy
Okay.
shirt to bring to your
I love that he like is already defending himself in the post.
This guy handled this very well.
And he's like,
thought.
and I think I did the best job at what I could.
I think
Yeah.
he did a great job.
no, I mean, like for him to be like, here's $40.
Jesus.
Like, I feel like there are people out there that would have been like, get out of my house. I never want to see you
Oh,
again.
God.
Like there are people that would
Yeah.
flip out over that. The fact that he was like, hey man, like here's some.
No, I'm sorry. That's crazy. It's disrespectful. Like I could never have a son-in-law or whatever like this. Like, what do you mean? It's just out of pocket. It's inappropriate. Like, I'm offended, and I'm not even like. I usually don't even clutch my pearl like that, and I just feel like that's the kind of shit that you can like. That's the kind of thing that you wear when you know you're just gonna see her. You know what I mean? Like, if it's just her, then I don't give a fuck. That's funny. Like, if my boyfriend bring a shirt like that, and it's just me and him, I'm gonna be like, yeah, really, motherfucker, really? But in front of my parents, I'm gonna actually wonder if he has a brain, a functioning brain. I'm gonna wonder, like, maybe he doesn't actually love me because that's so fucking disrespectful and disgusting. Like, in front of my parents, are you out of your fucking mind? Do you need me to put you in a hospital? No, like, that's the kind of shit my parents would not. I personally don't think they would find that funny. I don't find it funny. Not in front of my parents. You can do that just the two of us in front of my parents. You're out of your fucking mind. I would kick him out myself. The fuck?
Money, just please go get a new shirt.
This solution isn't kicking him out. Like he's still invited
Still
in.
saying come back.
So it is like kind of a respectful way at like
Go get a
laying down
shirt.
boundaries.
Yeah.
And the boyfriend did go and get a nice polo shirt instead of going to Walmart, and he could have gotten another disrespectful shirt. He could have come back
did
with
the
the
bare
man, the
minimum.
legend,
Yeah, if this was a
bare
Lonely
minimum.
Island sketch, he'd come back and it'd
with
be like,
something worse.
Something
Like, you got
worse.
$40.
Yeah.
Fuck
You
that.
better come back
It's
with
like-
a nice polo shirt.
He comes back when he just put the shirt backwards. Like, what?
and he's like drinking a
crop.
beer. He's like, thanks for the $40.
Also, reminder, the boyfriend and girlfriend have been dating for 4 months. So this is probably one of the first dinners he's having.
That is
That's what
insane.
And he wore that shirt. And those shirts aren't like, come on, he's got to have other shirts.
Yeah.
Like, it's one thing to
Yes.
just not dress, like, well to see your girlfriend's parents. Like, you would want to kind of dress up a little bit. But to choose that shirt,
It's
this was the
crazy.
23rd of December.
Yes, that's
It is Christmas
What I'm
time.
wondering is like, the girlfriend obviously has to have a good sense of humor, but like, I'm surprised for her to not be like, hey, I think that shirt's hilarious. Maybe we wear something different. But the
Yeah.
fact that
I know.
like, I'm trying to figure out like if there's an acceptable age for this to be like, let the kid wear the shirt. And I don't know that.
I don't think there
yeah,
is.
I don't think there
it's
is.
first time meeting the parents, 4 months in. It's like it feels like it's on its way to be serious, but it's not just yet. It feels like it's an important meeting. Like I remember I was a little bossy with my first boyfriend when he met my parents because I was like, do you mind if we pull over and you and we grab something for you to get my mom? Like I was a little, but I was nervous.
You want to make a good
Yeah.
impression because if you make that bad first impression with the parents, it lingers.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, I want everything to be cool. I want my parents to like you.
And I like how OP, the dad, was like, I did this in a respectful way that was like showing what I needed changed.
Yeah.
He wasn't just an asshole to be an asshole.
And he's a 57-year-old long haul trucker. He's probably a bit of an intimidating figure.
Yeah.
Right? Like I'm imagining a type of guy that's like you don't want to piss off.
Yeah.
yeah.
So to get that response is like you better be lucky. You better be happy that that's what you got.
$40.
The woke thing to do would have been for the girlfriend to wear the shirt.
That would have been
I
pretty
mean-
woke.
Yeah, it would have been woke because it's
I'm
like,
just saying.
whoa.
What if they just switched shirts?
What?
Yeah.
What's another way he could have done this? Been like, please put on one of my shirts. Like what do you?
And so he comes back out with a shirt that says it's not going to suck itself. It's just bigger. Just an XL of it. Verdict was not the asshole.
I agree.
Comments. You were very classy about it and even gave him the opportunity to get a new shirt instead of just going home and changing. Not the asshole. 14,000 upvotes. Someone said, not the asshole. I think you handled it well. He was an idiot to think that shirt would go over well with his girlfriend's family and is lucky you didn't give him more grief for it. Someone responded to that saying, giving him money to get a new shirt and letting him come back shows you were willing to give him a second chance. Plus, it showed you have compassion by pointing out the issue, but also giving him help with a solution instead of leaving him on his own to figure it out. I'm curious what male role models he has, if any. Being a teenager, he probably doesn't realize the full implication of how disrespectful his shirt was. I think you handled it with excellence and grace.
Yeah.
Someone said, why on earth would your wife be against this? OP said she just hated the idea of him being put on the spot. I did point out that I could have done it in front of everyone. Yeah, he could have. He
Exactly.
put on the spot. He was not put on the spot.
He wasn't. Yeah.
He saved him.
Yeah, I fear that
Literally.
this couldn't have gone any better.
No, I don't
Like, he
know what
literally
other
saved
solution is
him.
better than that.
Yeah, I feel like the mom just didn't like the confrontation of it all, and she's blaming the dad because she knows him rather than blaming the person who wore the shirt.
Someone said, question, what else was on the shirt? Still in bad taste, but was there a graphic printed on it of, say, a lollipop or something like that?
Matter?
OP said, an arrow pointing down. No,
It's like
Well,
really sweet that Reddit was like, let's think of all the options.
And then
Yeah.
underneath the arrow, it said, I mean my penis, just so you
Like,
know.
He
literally.
said, dad and mom of my girlfriend, see here, penis down here.
All of
Like-
you suck this. Yeah, I think it's a huge red flag that the boyfriend wore
It's
that.
a
Like, I kind of don't
huge
care
red
what male
flag.
role models he has. I'm like, he knew what he was doing. It feels so disrespectful. And even worse now is that after the dad did that, the boyfriend then made a big thing about it to
Yeah.
the girlfriend
When
and
he
is
tried to
making
save
her
his
feel
ass.
bad about it and putting it on her.
That is honestly a bigger red flag than the shirt.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Being like, oh, something I did made you feel uncomfortable. I'm going to be mad at you for feeling that way.
Yeah, I don't like this guy.
I don't like this guy either.
So we have an update.
Okay.
So where do we think? I don't know where this could possibly go.
I hope they
Is
broke
the
up,
boyfriend worse, or
but-
do we find out?
Young girls in love are fucking stupid. So like, she's probably still with this dumbass. Oh my god, mom, you don't know him. It's just a joke. You don't understand. I love him. So she's probably still with him.
That how the dad handled it? Is he lying about how he handled it?
Mm,
But I don't think.
Oh,
I don't. I'm
Reddit
not really,
has burned you.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't think. I'm not buying a unreliable narrator from
Yeah.
this guy.
No, I don't think so either.
I'm buying there's smoke where there's fire. This guy isn't that great of a guy to his girlfriend, and they're going to break up.
Yeah, that shirt kind of shows his values.
yeah.
Here's what I'm thinking, and I know this is probably crazy, but I'm just gonna throw it out there. The boyfriend sneaks into the dad's closet and finds the same exact shirt and confronts him about being a hypocrite.
What the?
That would be the most epic version of that.
That would be
crazy.
pretty incredible. I think maybe could even be a movie.
Yeah, honestly,
Okay.
kind of like a morality tale.
Yeah,
Okay.
just thematic.
Update the next day.
Oh, fun.
After reading these comments and listening to everyone's point of view, I sat my daughter down this morning and asked what her boyfriend actually said to her. This changes my opinion of him. Apparently, he'd not told my daughter what the phrase was on the shirt, but did tell her accurately what I said to him and asked him to do. He didn't use the word humiliated. That was my daughter's interpretation. Her rush to defend him came from our examples. Apparently, she's taken note of the times I've defended my wife and vice versa. She also took note of our disagreements in private after the fact. She is going to talk to him when he gets back tomorrow to follow up on why he thought the shirt was appropriate for the family setting. I'll update again after the conversation.
He fucking lied.
Okay, so he told his girlfriend, your dad made me change my shirt. It's like, what was on the shirt? It was just a normal shirt or whatever. Like, he didn't tell her, well, I was wearing the it's not going to suck itself shirt.
I was wearing the shirt you hate.
The shirt that demeans you.
Well, I was wearing the shirt you told me not to wear. When we
yeah, it's not a big deal.
Okay. I'm already like, okay, they're not really communicating.
All right, so the boyfriend sucks more.
Yeah.
Yeah, not looking good for him.
No, I think it's going to get worse. Update number.
If you have the audacity to bring this for dinner with your, well, the parents of your girlfriend, you have serious issues. So already is a red flag to me. And then you have the audacity to lie when you were called out for your behavior. Massive red flag. I really hope they break up. But again, young girls are fucking stupid when they're in love.
Number 2 comes hours later.
Okay.
Oh, hell yeah.
Great.
Update number 2. My daughter called him about an hour ago, and this will be informative. She asked him why he'd not told her what the shirt said when he talked to her. His reply was telling, because it was embarrassing. Then she went on to ask him why he wore it originally, and he admitted that the shirt had been a gift from his older brother, who's 21, and that the older brother had dared him to, called him chicken when he objected, etc. Dumb sibling crap, apparently. She went on to tell him that none of what he'd done was cool, and that she really liked him, and that he'd always been kind to her. She said she wasn't breaking up with him, but that these steps needed to be done. First, he needed to explain to his parents the entire situation. Second, he needed to show up in person to our home and bring the money for the shirt and, as she put it, put in a whole ass-kissing session that included the explanation of the dare, etc. She said that if this was handled well, they could talk about moving forward and what that looked like. After the phone call, she talked to her mom and I and admitted that she forgot her.
I underestimated you, girl. Okay. I respect it. The 90s, hi. Hi, give me a sec. I gotta block the bots above you. How are you? I'm just chilling, leveling, and grinding, by the way. And waiting for some groceries.
Worth. She said that as long as she'd been alive, I had never gone out of my way to embarrass her mom, and that I'd always been respectful and not let anyone be disrespectful to her mom. Made me feel really good. So she wasn't going to settle for less. Good for her. I'll update after this visit later tomorrow afternoon.
I'm so happy. I was afraid that it would end badly. Good for her. Smart little girl. Good for her.
Okay. So the boyfriend's now saying, well, my older brother dared me. He called me chicken.
Oh, boy.
And that's very powerful. That's,
and at the end of the day, what can we say, huh?
That's basically a spell.
Honestly, though, like, I've been this whole time, I'm like, what could compel a 19-year-old person to wear this shirt? And that's just about the most believable thing.
Enter evil, ugly older brother.
You should wear it, dude.
I saw the new Nightwave award. I was able to finish the previous Nightwave. And so yeah, no, I saw the new one. They look cool. I'm mostly there for the free cosmetics, so you know.
You should wear
what fucking chicken?
What? Come on.
P word. I'm not gonna say
We asked earlier what male role models does he have, and we found out he has a brother who's 2 years older than him, and that's not good.
And that ain't good.
I'd consider
Having
myself
a brother 2 years older than you, rough.
And being called a chicken, death.
Yeah.
Yeah, death.
I'd consider myself like, I think I was, relatively like normal amount of dumb for a 19-year-old. I don't think anybody could ever, no matter what you said to me, convince me to do something. I'd be like, you're the dumbest person alive. I'm not going to do that.
Maybe though he was like
Resilient.
really wanted his older brother's approval.
Yeah.
And his older brother was like, it's chill, dude. Just wear it. It's funny. And he like,
Why wouldn't he just wear it and then go and change it on his way? Maybe he didn't have a
because
backup
he would be a
shirt.
chicken. So
Because he'd be a chicken, bro.
because ultimately that would make him a bigger chicken.
Do not understand. He would be a chicken.
he would like literally become a
And his
chicken.
brother will know.
His brother's just in the bushes watching, walk up to the house, just like,
You call me
okay,
the
he's got
spell.
it on.
He like secretly changes the shirt for the dinner and comes back home, but he puts on the it's not gonna suck itself shirt, and he comes back in and his brother's like, where are you going? Smells like chicken.
Or he wakes up the next morning.
You
He's like,
changed that shirt, didn't you?
he wakes up the next morning. We find out his brother is.
Okay, so basically what happened is that's the father of a young girl telling the story. His daughter has been dating this guy for 4 months, and during she invited the guy to eat, with her parents and shit. And the guy arrived with a shirt saying it's not gonna suck itself, with an arrow pointing down. The father is the only one who saw the t-shirt as soon as the dude came inside, and he was like, absolutely fucking not. He gave the dude $40 and said, go to the Walmart and come back with something that's, respectful. And so the dude went to Walmart, bought a nice little polo shirt, and came back, and everything went well. But then this little weasel had the audacity to complain to the girlfriend, to the dude's daughter, saying, oh my God, your dad was like, forced me to change my shirt. He didn't say why he was forced to change his shirt. He just said, your dad forced me to change my shirt. And so the daughter was like, Dad, what the fuck? Why would you do that to my boyfriend? Like, are you trying to bully him or something? And so the dad was confused because he's like, did he tell you what was on the shirt? And she's like, well, he said it was just a normal shirt. No, girl, it was not. Otherwise, I would have not fucking give a flying fuck. Anyway, the dude, she confronted her boyfriend. The boyfriend was like, I'm sorry, my older brother dared me to do it, and I'm too weak-minded to fucking have a mind of my own. So I said, of course, I'm gonna bring a stupid-ass t-shirt to see the parents of my girlfriend. The purpose of that is non-existent outside of being stupid. Like, oh, my brother told me to do it. Okay, and if your brother tells you to fucking jump off the fucking bridge, are you gonna do it too? Like, are you serious? That's the kind of shit that I expect from a 6-year-old, not a 19 years old. You're 19. You're 19. You let your older brother, who's only 2 years older than you, convince you to wear an extremely disrespectful shirt to go meet the parents of a girlfriend. And then you proceed to lie about it. And then you blame your brother. Personally, I'd be like, I don't know if I want you with this boy. Because, a boy who's stupid enough to let a brother tell you to go meet your girlfriend's parent with a shirt like that is not a boy that you want in your life. This is not a boy that's going to protect you and be there for you, okay? That's not a boy. That's the kind of boy who's going to, leave you high and dry as soon as something happens. You cannot be with a boy like this. That's crazy.
Like a witch. And then he wakes up and he feels feathers on him. And he's like, oh my God.
Oh no.
I'm a chicken.
Oh, no.
Oh my God.
But honestly, in all sincerity, your siblings' opinion of you and your siblings calling you not cool when you're young is really sad.
It's
When
death.
you're
And you will do
young,
anything.
not when
and
you're
and I feel
19.
bad for him because that sucks. That was bad advice.
My brothers were luckily so much older than me that they didn't do anything of that level.
He's probably mentally ill, bro. I don't think he is. I think it's just extremely stupid. The children are victims of their father. I don't know if his father would approve this. We don't know anything about his parents, but what I do know is that from the information that we are given, that's a stupid idea that came from his older brother. His older brother was like, yo, dude, I dare you to wear this shirt to go meet the parents of a girlfriend. If you don't do it, you're a chicken. And he was like, oh, okay, bro. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm going to do it. The dad, honestly, he reacted so well. Like, the dad didn't even expose him. He could have exposed him in front of his girlfriend, his daughter, and in front of his wife. He could have made a whole, like, case about it in front of everybody. He did not. He gave this boy $40 to go buy a fucking shirt. 40, mind you, which is quite a lot of money for just a shirt. This dad handled this situation really well. Because I personally would have been like, yeah, no, I'm sorry. I don't know what kind of fucking bullshit you think you're pulling here, but I cannot have a dude that is stupid enough to wear the shirt in front of me to date my daughter. I'm going to need you to leave my house, and if you ever want to see my daughter again, I'm going to need you to learn what the meaning of the word respect. Common sense. Human decency. And then I'll decide if this is worth keep pursuing or not. Because ain't no fucking way.
But they did have that power
In my
over me when
house?
I was a little kid. I would have done anything.
Yeah.
Right? But you have a sibling who's about that age difference, right?
Yeah, he's 3 years younger than me.
It's powerful. It's a powerful,
yeah, I mean,
siblings that close in age, but you were older than him.
Yeah, and he still, if he says anything I do is not cool, I'm like,
It's rough.
I kept saying tats instead of tattoo when we were both getting
I think it's because I feel like it's because I have an older sister, I have a little sister. I'm the middle child, the little black sheep. But I remember when I was young, I desperately wanted my older sister's approval, but I was young. Past 17, 18, do I still want her approval? Yes, but I don't think I would have said yes to something this stupid. You know what I mean? Like I can't relate, but then again, I'm 30, so of course it's kind of hard for me to relate. So I don't know.
tattoos. And he texted me with the artist. I'm getting tattooed. We're both getting sibling tattoos. And I kept going, so what's like the longest tat you've ever given? Or what's and I kept saying tat. And I was like, that's a cool tat. And my brother texted me in all caps, please stop saying tat. It's really uncool. And he was right next to me in the art.
No. Oh, that'd be devastating.
But it is like really uncool to say tat is what I learned.
I don't think it's that bad.
Like that's a nice tat.
Yeah, you're fine.
But you know, siblings, it just cuts deep.
Oh, yeah.
Because it just goes back to when you were like a kid and you had no freaking like
I don't know.
any
A beast like
confidence.
me doesn't really care.
Yeah?
I've talked about my brother though.
Beast like me.
A beast like me doesn't give.
Like me. All right. Update number 3.
Whoa.
The next day. It's December 28th, 2025. This will make those of you following this saga laugh. I received a call this evening from Mr. Boyfriend's parents.
Oh.
Firstly, they are mortified and extremely apologetic. Secondly, and the best part of this update, I have their permission to squeal, is that his parents are on Reddit and commented on my post in support of the way I handled the situation. They told me that they love my daughter and that we'd raised her right and had not raised their sons to show this level of disrespect for anyone, let alone his girlfriend. Apparently, Boyfriend was following up on one of my daughter's conditions and went to talk to his parents. As the story unfolded, his mom reached for her phone, opened Reddit, and yelled, "Is this about f***ing you?" To quote his dad, as the son read the first half paragraph, he died a little inside. So anyways, they are going to come to dinner tomorrow evening with Boyfriend. More updates tomorrow night. Oh, dude, your dad,
What?
your parents
That's
are Redditors,
amazing.
dude.
This is crazy.
But also, they're going to dinner. They can do something really funny.
That would be crazy. That would be crazy. That would be crazy.
They could be extremely funny. Is this play about us? That's what that is. Is this about you?
Dude, you know, honestly, that's something that I'd never considered before is the people inside of the Reddit story not being aware that they're in a Reddit story. Like the fact of him seeing like, oh my God, there's this Reddit thread about me in real time. That's crazy.
That's rough.
If I'm that mother, I'm losing it. I'm going, where's the shirt? Oh my God.
What if he showed up to the dinner wearing a shirt that says "It sucks itself"?
This situation
Don't
sucks
worry,
itself.
Or I go, fine, I'll
Should
suck
wear
it myself.
I can suck it myself.
Suck it myself. A shirt that says, "This is such a Reddit story."
Merch.
My life is a Reddit story,
My
bro.
life is a Reddit story, bro. Suck it. Update number 4. Dinner was very pleasant. Let me say that his parents are great. Boyfriend showed up with red roses for my daughter and yellow roses for my wife. He offered what I thought was a very sincere apology and a card with the entire $40 in it, even though he'd given me the change and receipt on the original night. I cooked tonight to give my wife a break. I made an Indian dish called butter chicken with basmati rice. Neither had eaten curry before, but loved it. Woohoo. What am I reading?
I made an Indian dish.
What am I reading?
This just fucking turns into David Copperfield.
What am I reading?
After that, we traveled out into the countryside. Years later, my daughter graduated. As it turns out, his older brother is the family athlete. JV soccer, varsity soccer, and a sports scholarship
You
for
don't
soccer.
say.
The quintessential jock. Little brother is the exact opposite. Artistic. He's got real talent. Sensitive. Quiet. Felt like he never measured up to his big brother and works to gain his big brother's respect. Brother takes full example of this and exploits his little brother for shits and giggles. Near the end of dinner, my daughter says, "I think I'll keep him around for a little longer. You guys okay with that?" We are good with that for now. His mom is the boss, though, for thinking outside the box. As punishment to the older brother, mom went into his clothing, drawers, and closet, took every shirt off of him, and bought him 8 very bright pink t-shirts that he'll wear until he realizes just how damaging exploiting anyone is. His access to cash is also cut off until said lesson is learned.
Well,
anyway, a successful night with new friends was enjoyed. Hope this was the update you hoped for.
Woo! Okay, you know why? I love all the parents in this story. I'm so glad because sometimes the parents suck. Everybody sucks, but in this story, it ended well. Lesson was given. Example were made. Life lessons were held and whatever. I'm very happy that in the end, all is well that ends well. And the older brother also had to, take accountability for his bullshit. Because it does sucks to know that, that your little brother is so insecure that you exploit that weakness is fucking whack. That's actually so whack, bro. Similar to my brother was in love with our stepsister. What? Our parents didn't object, but it was strange to me because she grew up with us and I've never seen her as anything other than my sister. I still can't understand it. Even though they're married? What? Stepsister? Do they share like a parent? Because that's, that's most definitely a choice. It's one thing if you don't share any parents and you're just raised in the same house. But if you share parents, I don't know, it's a bit weird. I would not recommend. It's very weird. Alright. Hey. And I'm done leveling this weapon.
These are
It came with butter chicken and all that fun stuff.
They disowned their other son.
These are
And he's gonna wear pink.
These are grown ass kids, man. This is a 19 and a 21-year-old. Come on, though.
I guess I don't know what high schoolers go through now. I feel like wearing a pink t-shirt does not hit like it did back in
It does
2000.
not.
Yeah, it feels very 2005.
I think wearing a pink shirt I don't think is a problem for any high school kid
Yeah.
anymore.
Also, he's 21, no?
Oh, he's 21. He's in
like he's
Wait,
just
sorry. That's right. I forgot.
and his cash flow is cut off. Like, who is this?
I'm like,
going
no,
on? Yeah.
he's an adult who can do what he wants.
He's an adult whose mom is taking him shirts and not giving him money.
Maybe that's her like
Still live at
G-rated
home.
way at giving him the revenge back, because she like didn't want to give him a disgusting shirt, but she was like, I'll make you feel girly. Like, I don't like it's so
Haha, you're a girl now.
This is so good. I
So
think that
weird.
He is 21. I forgot. I don't know why the way they were talking, it was like, oh yeah, I guess, sure. But no, what?
I love that they
Anyways.
the way
listed.
they're talking like JV soccer, varsity
too.
soccer, like it sounds like they're in high school.
I know they're listing all of it. JV this, varsity this.
Yeah. Okay. Wait.
I love this family. I want to hang out.
Confusing. Oh, okay. I was confused. In high school, he was doing
Yeah.
all that soccer stuff, and now he has a soccer scholarship to a college. I just like that it's like, we took all your clothes away and cut off your cash flow. He's like, all right, I'm gonna go to the bar. Like, all right, you guys are weird.
All right, I'm gonna take my credit card and go get a shot of
Go.
whiskey at the bar.
Anyways, okay, moving on. That was a very fun first.
good.
That was
one.
good.
That's just yeah.
Classic dad.
And we kind of got like 3 movies out of it.
That was an
Yeah.
episode of Modern Family.
Yeah.
Just some good, clean family fun.
Like an episode of King of Queens or something. Yeah.
This episode of Red Stories is sponsored by Rocket Money. Rocket Money has helped me consolidate all my checkings and savings into one big financial mural that I can stare at. Our next story comes from Am I the Asshole? This was posted in February of this year. Am I the asshole for not inviting my cousin to hang out anymore after she kept making jokes about my life choices?
No.
Okay, this could go a lot of places. So I, a 22-year-old woman, have a cousin. I'll call her Mary, 23-year-old woman, and we used to be genuinely really close growing up. Like, our families see each other almost every weekend. We went to the same school for a while, and there was a point where she was honestly my closest friend out of everyone I knew. We told each other everything. But over the past year or so, things just started feeling different. Hard to explain at first, like nothing I could really put my finger on, just a vibe I was getting. So a bit of background, I finished college earlier this year and started working a full-time job. Nothing crazy, just a normal office job, but it was a big deal for me personally because I worked really hard to get there.
I want to ask you a question considering you're a woman. Okay. What is your question? Go ahead. I'm listening.
Mary, on the other hand, is still figuring out what she wants to do, and like I genuinely mean it when I say I have zero judgment about that. Life isn't a race, and everyone figures things out at their own pace. I never once made her feel bad about it, or at least I really tried not to. But somewhere along the way, she started making these comments, little things at first that I brushed off as just her sense of humor because she has always been kind of a sarcastic person, and I used to find it funny. Stuff like, must be nice to already have your life together, whenever I mentioned anything work-related. Or, some of us don't have it easy like you, if I talked about weekend plans. She started calling me corporate girl as like a nickname, which sounds harmless, but the way she said it was always a little sharp. Like there was always just a tiny
She's
edge
jealous.
underneath it that I couldn't quite explain to anyone without sounding oversensitive. And it wasn't just once in a while. It became kind of a pattern. If I mentioned being exhausted after a long week, she'd say something like, try being unemployed and stressed. Must be rough having a paycheck, though. If I talked about saving up for a trip or something I wanted to buy, she'd go, of course you can afford it, with this little laugh. If I brought up anything about work at all,
Bro.
even just casually in conversation, there was almost always a comment waiting on the other side of it. At first, I genuinely just laughed it off every single time because I did not want to be the person who can't take a joke. I kept telling myself she didn't mean anything by it, and I was probably just reading into things. But then it started happening in front of other people. Family dinners, group hangouts, even once in front of some people we had just met that night. And something about having it happen in front of others made it feel worse somehow. Like I could feel myself getting quieter every time we were in a group together because I never knew when the next comment was coming, and I didn't want to have to laugh it off again in front of everyone. I started kind of dreading hanging out with her, which made me sad because this is someone I genuinely love and used to look forward to seeing. Then a few weeks ago, we made plans to grab coffee, just the two of us. And within like the first 20 minutes, she made a comment about how I've changed since I started working and that I'm too busy for real people now. And I don't know if it was just because I was already tired or because it had been building for so long, but something about that one just hit different. So I said something. I kept my voice calm. I wasn't trying to start a fight or make it dramatic. I just told her honestly that the jokes had been piling up and they were starting to feel genuinely hurtful, and I'd really appreciate it if she could ease up on them. She did not take it well. She got defensive almost immediately and told me I was being way too sensitive and acting like I was better than her. She said she was just teasing and that I was making a big deal out of nothing. The conversation got a little awkward after that, and we kind of just moved on, but it felt unresolved. After that, I just stopped reaching out to make plans. I still reply to her texts when she messages me. I don't ignore her or anything, but I haven't been the one to suggest getting together or initiate anything like I used to. Well, apparently that did not go unnoticed. My aunt called my mom recently and said Mary is upset, that she feels like I've suddenly gone cold on her and she doesn't understand why I'm being distant. Which, like, I get that it probably does feel that way from her side, but also she kind of never acknowledged what I said at the coffee thing. Now there's a bit of a divide in the family. Some people think I should just brush it off, keep the peace. She was just joking around. Others actually understand where I'm coming from and think I had every right to say something and pull back a little. And I really don't want this to turn into some massive family drama because I do care about Mary and I miss the friendship we used to have. But I also don't want to go back to feeling uncomfortable every single time we hang out and biting my tongue every time she makes a dig. So am I the asshole for slowly pulling back after she kept making these comments, even after I told her how I felt?
No. All right. I've never been in a relationship before, but my wife finds me eccentric about this. When I ask her what it means, she doesn't give a straight answer. Do you know what it means? What means? What means? You don't even say. I'm very confused. I feel like there's like a portion of the question that is missing.
Oh,
That is so heartbreaking.
what a tough place
Yeah.
to be.
It's so hard to like, just like obviously like hear the progression of like the
Yeah.
first couple times of being like, and then it just getting worse and worse and
Yeah.
not knowing what to do. And then when you finally say something about it, to be just told that you're like overreacting or like not
It's so
heard.
exhausting.
To answer OP's question at the end, I don't think you're an asshole for pulling back after you've communicated your boundaries.
Yeah.
Correct.
I think it gets into like debatable territory when you pull back without communication.
Sure.
But I think OP did what they were supposed to do in that like they said what they needed.
Yeah.
They gave that person a chance and then that person kept crossing those boundaries.
Yeah, I think she's handled. I don't know how I would really handle it differently.
Yeah.
It's really sad to like look at this, especially now being in my 30s, where you look at like you're 22 and 23, right? And what's tough about your 20s is like, yeah, you're all trying to figure your life out, and the paces at the time when you're 22 and 23, it feels astronomical. It's
so
like,
true.
oh, you're successful
It's
and
so
I'm
true.
not. And it's like you're both going to be 30 one day, and you're going to be like, wow, I can't believe my 20s, I didn't find a job until I was 25,
Yeah.
26, and you found a job at 23, and now it doesn't matter.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or like I found a job and I got fired, and my late 20s were crazy, and then at the end I found something.
Yeah.
Like, your 20s are all over the place, and your 30s are all over
Yeah,
the place.
yeah.
Like, as an actor, I think I can really relate to this because, like, I remember being a teenager, early 20s, where someone would like book a movie,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I'm like, and I haven't booked anything in 3 years, and I suck, and you can't help but feel resentful. But then a few years pass, and then that person who booked a movie hasn't worked in a couple years,
Yeah.
and you're working.
Yeah.
And you start to realize, like, oh, there's no such thing as, like, I'm better than you, you're better than me.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
we're all on this roller coaster.
Well said. I really relate to this in ways that like my 20s was that. It was like very hard. I had a lot of really good friends, and like my roommates, we like all were just so close and supported each other so much. But I think sometimes you can feel so insecure about how you're doing in your day to day that then it somehow starts attacking you from the inside, and then you
Yeah.
get mad at people for having things that you want.
Yeah.
And you did nothing to get that. You know what I
Right.
mean? That makes me mad. It just makes me mad that life hasn't given that to me yet.
Yeah.
So and then I think sometimes you're in such denial about it because you love your friends that then you just start like attacking them in little ways. Just because, like, honestly, I would always think about how like I'm a double Libra. And like my want for fairness sometimes strangles me because I'm like, it's just not fair because you have that money because you grew up with that money and I'm working and like just trying to be like, well, it's different for some people. And like, I would
Right.
like say stuff. I remember, and then I had a friend that did this to me a lot. Every time I came home and I would like buy new clothes, she'd always like, oh, bought some stuff. You bought clothes. Like she would always make me feel weird for spending money. And I didn't even have like money to spend, but it was just like, it was a bad habit.
Yeah.
And she would call it out and she would kind of be like, oh, she had like more jobs than I did. And I just remember it was always like a really small comparison game and like a fairness thing.
Yeah.
Being like, well, you have extra time because you have this or whatever.
Right.
And like just saying that out loud, not to bring someone down, but to make you feel better. And in the end, it never makes you feel better.
Makes you feel worse.
Yeah.
I can relate in feeling that.
Because I'm eccentric, because I wasn't in a romantic before I met her. I mean, I don't know about the word eccentric. I know that for some people it's like a red flag or whatever, but ultimately, does it really matter that much? I don't know. Because I don't do relationship much. So, like I can't, like, to me, because I don't like, every time I go on a Hinge, I give up almost instantly. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think that, especially in this day and age, dating is fucking different than back when our parents were young. With social media and everything, like, dating is just not the same. So I wouldn't really side-eye you for that or whatever. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I don't know.
The resentment and the like obsessing over like, wow, that person's life is
Bro,
they
why
have
your
everything
shopping
I
taking
want.
10
Yeah.
years?
Like, or
I
at least
barely
like, oh, they're
bought
working a
anything.
job. They
That's
have something they
human.
want. Or like,
Yeah.
truly, like in my early 20s, like I was like, I had been single up until I was like in my early 20s, almost mid 20s, and like I was very jealous of people for
Yeah.
relationships and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was just like, like it's not me. But there's nothing more freeing than recognizing that resentment
Yeah.
and like letting it go.
Or seeing that resentment is getting in between you and your friend.
Yeah, and also probably getting in between you and your actual goals and happiness in life.
And it's tough because there is so much like societal expectation of like, oh, you finish high school, you got to go to college. You finish college, you got to get a job, and it's like so hard, especially like your early 20s. There's so much going on upstairs, in the
Especially
old
nowadays,
noggin.
man.
Like it's like hard. Your brain is developing, and it is hard and it's stressful. And so like I totally can like empathize with like seeing someone who in your mind you're like they have it all together, but then taking that out in a way like in a negative way on your friend or something, and then not being able to like reconcile and be like I'm sorry.
No,
or,
for
like,
sure.
realize that. It's
And when
really
you're
hard.
when you're feeling less than somebody else, it for some reason it always feels like because your pain hurts sometimes. Like I'm trying to go back to when I would feel this way and I would make little digs, and it was because I was hurting.
Yeah.
Totally.
And it was because I didn't want to hurt alone. And I wanted someone to like understand how I felt. And it's not that I never think I genuinely wanted to hurt somebody else. I just wanted to go like, well, I'm hurting. So and I
you don't want to be left behind.
exactly. And like instead of just saying like, whew, I actually feel a little insecure and like actually opening up, then getting like
Because that feels like that your head says that's defeat.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Yeah.
it's like, oh, if I admit it, then I am a loser. But it's actually no, it's actually it kind of acknowledges like, no, you're not. Like you're just feeling this way.
Yeah.
The reality of the situation is very different.
And it's like I feel like every person that is, over the age of 30, or everyone is like, I found this thing, my passion in life when I was 45. I found like my career when I was, in my late 30s. Like there is everybody's timeline is different, but it's really hard to see that when you're, young, the same age as someone who you really care about and probably like look up to in a way, seeing them like, succeed or do something that you want to do.
were they the same age or was
They're
it young?
pretty much the same age. I think they're 22 and 23.
See, yeah, that's also
They're
it's hard when you're like doing it together.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, and now I'm alone. Don't leave me here.
Yeah.
But I also feel for OP, what a tough place to be in where it's like, oh, this person that I love resents me for something I have no control over.
Like you don't want to feel guilty for succeeding or doing the things that you want to do, like making, strides in your life. Like they're on a different timeline. They're on a different path. And it's really unfair to be made to feel guilty for that.
Yeah, and like I'm not one to usually gun for like, oh, cut someone out or
I need some milk.
like move out of someone's life. But you don't have much choice when it's like, oh, this person wants me to be less.
Yeah.
That is their whole desire is for me to make myself smaller. What option do you have now?
I mean, I think almost all of my female friendships are, or a lot of my female friendships are people who are struggling because they thought safety is making themselves smaller in environments. Like, and that is, it's unfortunate because I do think OP should distance themselves. And I don't know if I would have had that ability to know that or say that like 5 years ago.
And I mean, once you have the conversation and try and bring it up and they're still not willing to like acknowledge that or accept it, then at that point, it's like, you've done all you can do to like try and help them understand. And it's up to them at that point to figure out whatever's going on inside themselves and release that insecurity or jealousy or whatever it is. And move on. Yeah, I mean, I'm also not like, generally speaking, not someone who's very quick to like, oh, you got to cut them off. But I think some distance away from someone like that in that situation is necessary.
I don't think this is going to get better.
Yeah.
If she tried to talk to her and it was met with that, I'm like, this resentment's only going to build. Her resentment is based on her own success, right? It's like the only way this has a release is if her friend gets a job that she feels is equal to hers. It's like, all right, like, hope that happens. But even then, it's like, is this the rest of our lives?
And you don't realize it at the time, but that could fundamentally, like, really affect the way you walk into rooms.
Yeah.
When you are worried about
you.
other people.
Yeah.
And that is coming from personal experience. It's just hard. It's hard.
And I'm not surprised that so many people in her family are saying like, oh, just brush it off, just deal with it, make yourself small.
Yeah.
Verdict was not the asshole. Comments, not the asshole. She wasn't joking. She was taking little digs at you out of insecurity and then calling you sensitive when you finally said something. You didn't even blow up. You just pulled back to protect your peace. If she actually cared about the friendship, she would have apologized and adjusted instead of running to the family like you wronged her. She did go and tell the whole family afterwards, which is a betrayal, I think. OP said, the point is she never apologizes. She feels that's the best part about her, that she never backs down. Someone said, not the asshole. Those were not harmless jokes. They were repeated digs rooted in insecurity. The pattern, the timing, and especially doing it in front of other people shows it wasn't just teasing, it was undermining you. You did the right thing by addressing it calmly and giving her a chance to correct it. Her response wasn't to reflect or apologize, but to dismiss your feelings and call you sensitive. That's the real issue. Pulling back is not punishment. It is protecting your peace. This is a natural consequence of their behavior. You're still replying and being civil. You're just no longer investing in a dynamic that makes you feel small. If she wants the closeness back, she needs to acknowledge how her behavior affected you. Opie said, I am not sure that things will be the same even after apologizing now. Wow. Lastly, someone said, yes, she sounds jealous. I hope she comes to her senses. My mom told her that, but my aunt is defending her daughter that she was just joking. Yeah. We have an update.
Okay.
And I don't have much faith in it. I think this is going to get worse.
Yeah.
I think all the signs are there that's going to get worse. Okay. The next day. So this took a turn I absolutely did not see coming.
Oh.
So yesterday, a few hours after my original post, I got a call from Mary and she was furious, like immediately yelling the second I picked up. She went off about how I portrayed her wrong on Reddit and how everyone is blaming her and that so many people have read it and now she looks terrible. I was honestly just sitting there confused because like my post got some comments, but it wasn't exactly what she was saying. The comments were pretty measured. Some people agreed with me. Some said to talk it out, nothing crazy, but she kept going. She started listing off all these specific things I apparently said in the post, except here's the thing. I didn't say half of what she was claiming. She was talking about details that straight up weren't in my post at all. Different scenarios, things I never mentioned, stuff that didn't even happen. That's when it clicked. She wasn't talking about my post. She was either talking about a completely different post she found or I don't even know. I tried to tell her that, but she wasn't hearing it. She hung up on me. Then apparently she went crying to her mom, my aunt, about how I publicly humiliated her on the internet. My aunt called my mom. My mom was confused because she'd actually read my post. I shared it to her after I got one such comment, which felt funny, and it was pretty tame. Then another cousin got involved trying to mediate and actually went looking for the post Mary was describing. He couldn't find anything matching what she claimed. So then there was this whole family group chat thing happening that I wasn't even in but heard about later, where people were trying to figure out what was going on. And then, and this is the part that honestly made me laugh, Mary apparently let it slip in front of our other aunt that she just did it to get a reaction out of me. The whole viral Reddit post thing, either she made it up entirely or found some random post that vaguely sounded similar and decided to pretend it was about her to what? Make me feel guilty, start drama, get attention? I genuinely have no idea. The family group chat apparently went silent after that, or maybe she found my original post and just started exaggerating things. My mom texted me later like, so your cousin is something else, and I just had to laugh because what else can you even do at that point? The funniest part, my actual post is fine. Barely got any traction, just sitting there minding its business while Mary created an entire fictional drama around it. I don't even know what to do with this information. Part of me feels vindicated because this is exactly the kind of behavior I was talking about in my original post, but another part of me just feels sad because this is so much more unhinged than I expected. I haven't talked to her since. Honestly, I don't know if I even want to anymore. This reads like she found the post and then exaggerated the hell out of it.
We got to make sure Mary doesn't listen to Smosh Read's Reddit stories.
Yeah.
Dude, this is why I can't go on Reddit, man. If I went on Reddit and saw like, found like a post of like one of my friends being like I have a friend who like works on a very popular YouTube channel, and I was like that would be great. Actually, that would be really funny. Maybe I should start going.
That was funny. I mean, I was going to say like, cause doing this for 10 years, there's plenty of times where I've gone on and read just conversations of people like talking about me.
No way.
In like, oh yeah, I mean all the time, right?
Actually,
like,
you're so right. Yeah.
And so like not horribly negatively, but just like in ways where I'm like, oh, I almost feel like I'm listening in on a conversation I shouldn't be hearing. And it's weird.
Always in the back of my head, wanted to write a Reddit story so bizarre and see if somehow it gets on the show.
We'd probably clock it.
Probably too many spelling errors.
I also think the way that the cousin exaggerated the story is how she's exaggerating her entire dynamic with OP in her head all the time.
Yeah.
Right?
I think that's
like,
well
kind of
said,
how resentment works, is it like builds up to a fictional place inside your own head.
God, it sucks so bad. And
It really does suck.
It's heartbreaking too to like have someone that you're that close to, it sounds like, and are just like best friends with, and then truly not be able to do anything. Like,
And also-
you just have to let them figure their stuff out.
I'm not like standing up for Mary, but I will say sometimes the pain and like insecurity gets so strong that you go to extents to get attention and love. She's trying to get OP to say sorry in such a dramatic way because she wants love and attention in such a dark place that she's in.
Right.
That now she's lying and she's like making shit up.
Yeah. And here's the situation. I mean, look, if Mary happens to watch this, I would say to her, I'd be like, you're going to be so much happier. Like you yourself will be happier if you let this resentment go and apologize and
Find God.
want the best for the people that you love in your life. And I believe that can really happen. She's young. I think people do go through these phases in life sometimes, and I think it's possible to learn these lessons.
Yeah.
But if she doesn't, she's going to blink and she's going to be 40 and miserable.
I was just going to say, like, life right now, especially in the world we're living in, is too hard and too short to make anybody around you, especially the people you love, make any of their goodness a threat to you. It's just too dark. Like you're gonna blink and life is gonna be done.
Yeah.
And it's just like when a good thing happens to you, it happened to all of us because life's hard and we should just enjoy it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
and I would certainly say too to a unemployed 22-year-old, like, sorry that you ended up in like one of the worst times to try to get a job.
Yeah.
And,
it's like I can't imagine.
Sorry, you got f***ed over by like a million other people than your cousin.
Yeah.
Be mad at them. Be mad at the system.
Yeah.
Like it is not your fault that you're in the place you're in.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do not take it out on the people who are there
Yes,
for you.
that's the
'cause
point,
You're gonna f*** yourself over even more.
It feels like OP did try to get Mary to like let down those boundaries, let down that animosity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it feels like it just didn't work.
I think there are a lot of people that would have just been like, had that kind of pattern of behavior and seen it and just not said anything and been like, and just slowly distanced themselves and not explained it. And I think that, for her to be like, yeah, this is what's going on. This is like how I've been feeling. And I really respect that, they were able to do that.
And it's just like, it sucks because it's like, there is nothing better than truly, genuinely wanting the best for the people around you, right? Like, and really wanting that. And it's hard when you're in a down place. But I would also say to Mary is like, there will come a time, I would bet money on it, where OP is in a worse spot than her for whatever ways.
Whatever it is, yeah.
And in those times, you're like, I believe OP would still want the best for Mary. And you're like, it's the dynamic is going to change over time, but it's great that when you have people that in your life that you know that no matter the circumstances, you want the best for each other and you're there for each other.
And even if you feel weird, I think just acknowledging it and going, hey, it's been a dark month for me.
Totally.
I wish I could but I still want to support you. You know what I mean? Like, and just saying it out loud and being like, instead of just digs.
I think that's something, I think us here at Smosh are very good about that. About it being like, hey, I'm feeling this feeling.
Yeah.
And acknowledging like, hey, this is an irrational feeling that I'm feeling. I'm letting you know I'm feeling this.
I'm saying that.
I'm not acting on it. I'm recognizing it, but I'm also communicating I'm feeling it.
Because once you acknowledge it, then it's like, whoa, I got it out.
Yeah.
But if you hide it, then you're like, that's cool. You went shopping today. I wish I could have.
And it's completely normal feelings. Like, I literally in the last month have seen things and been like, damn, like I wish I was doing something like that. And it's like, and it's normal, but then also you feel so much better when you see someone doing something. And you're like, dude, that's so awesome for them. Like, I feel so much more enriched when I'm just happy for people. But it's a very human thing. Like, everyone goes through it, and it's just finding out, like, figuring out the way to deal with it that isn't bringing someone down.
Should we kiss?
All right. Our next story comes from Am I the Asshole? This is posted in February of 2023. Am I the asshole for yelling at my girlfriend due to her camera roll?
I know that every situation is different, but I feel like any story that starts off, am I the asshole for yelling at my girlfriend?
Like, yeah.
I don't think there's ever been a situation where I'm like, yeah, it was justified to just yell at your partner.
Yeah.
But
let's hear him out, Trent.
Let's hear him out.
Hear him out.
Hold on, I'll hear him out.
There's got to be some atrocious shit in those camera rolls.
Yeah.
Me, 23-year-old man, and my girlfriend, 21-year-old woman, have been together for 4 months now. She's great, beautiful, crazy intelligent, and has the best personality. Genuinely my dream girl, except for one issue, her camera roll. For background, she dated a guy for 4 years in high school and the first half of college. She broke up with him last year and has dated other people since then, leading up to me. She never really talks about him unless telling a past story about her friend group, which he was part of until he suddenly up and left. According to her, the reason they broke up is she realized they were on 2 different levels of maturity. When I mean she's intelligent, I mean she's well known around campus and every professor adores her, and we go to a Big 12 university. She also got life-threateningly sick, and while he was worried for her, she knew he wouldn't be responsible enough to take care of her in the future, progressive heart disease. They ended on good terms, but don't talk anymore because he is kind of an introverted guy, according to her. The part I get upset about is every time she opens her camera roll to show me a past picture, she scrolls past photos or videos of him and her. I've brought this up to her before, and she always laughs and says it's because she's too lazy to go through 30,000 photos. She hasn't deleted pictures since 2015. These photos and videos of him and her aren't romantic. They're high school shenanigans and usually involve her other friends, but I still can't help but feel jealous. Today she showed me a photo of her friends in 2018 and told me a funny story. He's in the photo. I said, "You have a lot of pictures with him," in an annoyed tone, and she said, "Well, yeah, he grew up with me and my friends. We were kids together. It's like a look back into my childhood." I told her I didn't like those pictures, and she offered to remove them and put them on a drive. I told her that wasn't enough. She told me they were precious memories she shared with her friends, and she wasn't going to delete them just because he was in a relationship. I kind of raised my voice and told her she should go back to him if the memories were precious. She got up and said, "I don't want to go back to him, but I also don't want to be with someone who is emotionally insecure. I have enough to deal with," and then left. I've debated on texting her and apologizing. Am I the asshole?
Yes.
Buddy, I think you've already lost her.
I think maybe.
You talked about how smart and intelligent and all this stuff about her. It sounds like she is. It sounds like she has no tolerance.
OP, it's not looking
OP, it's not looking good. It's not looking very good.
Yeah.
This is something, this whole kind of conundrum, we'll call it, of deleting pictures
Yeah.
of
It's an
you and your
interesting
ex.
one.
It's so, and it feels like such a case by case thing. Like I can understand both sides of it, but in a situation like this where it's like someone that she went to high school with was like a part of a
Yeah.
friend group and someone who, you know, she ended on good terms with, and like as he said, they're not romantic pictures. Like I think it's very unreasonable to be like, I want you to delete those
Right.
memories fully from
Yeah.
your life.
Yeah.
I think it's very her being like, I'll take them off my phone and just put them on a drive. Like I think that's very mature to be like, you won't have to see them if I'm showing you
Yeah.
something. But yeah, I think asking her to just fully delete those things is very unfair.
It's 4 months in.
It's also this problem. I think is going to get bigger and bigger. Like this is like kind of like an old fashioned thing about like you still have stuff of your ex like from the early 2000s that now just like even the idea of having 30,000 photos. That's like now we take them more and we post them more. And this is only going to get like a bigger thing. We're just going to have bigger data logs of stuff. Like, and it's just going to be hard. That's a lot of photos. And it's also, I keep thinking about it, because sometimes do you guys have on the iPhone, they have the featured photos. You'll turn to the left and like, and you'll be
jump
like
scared.
punched by a picture of you and your ex, like on a date. And you're like, whoa, I didn't click on that.
Right.
And it's just you like scrolling to the left. And I've heard people talk about that. And it's a feature. I think there's going to be some kind of app or something, or you're going to be able to call Steve Jobs, may he rest in peace, and go, delete all the pictures of
Get
my
out
ex.
the Ouija board.
Yeah. If these
Steve.
phones can like do all the shit they're doing, they're gonna figure out a way. But it is a lot of work, and there's also so much more to this. It's just that he's threatened, it sounds.
Yeah.
And it's control. Too.
But it is an interesting new issue,
Yeah.
right? Of like, oh, your Instagram, all your social handles, and
Yeah.
all the photos on your phone. How you go about that is very complicated. But at the end of the day, too, it's like it's a matter of trust. It's like, what are you asking for here?
Yeah.
And him being like, well, why don't you go back to him? It's just kind of like, all right, man, you blew it. You're blowing it.
Why don't you go back to him?
Yeah, it's like, because this is also photos, like, it's her whole entire high school experience.
Yeah.
Like, to delete a bunch of memories from high school, it's also, I know their problem is they're, like, only 22, 23, but I'm like, it was high school. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's also just like kind of so immature to like get upset when anyone has exes at all.
It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
That
Like,
was a
hey,
thing.
they existed.
Yeah. And it's like, it's like your life is so much bigger than like, you know, the person that you're dating. It's like
Yeah,
this
so
person
true.
is like, this is the person that you're with, but your life was so much more than that at that time. And it's like those pictures of you and your ex can be like, it's like, it might not be about the ex. It might be about like, oh, this is a trip that we took together. And I like really remember like, you know, going out of the country for the first time, things like that, where it's like,
I saw like a beautiful turtle. Don't make me delete the turtle.
yeah, it's like you're asking them to delete so much more than just like, oh, this person in their life.
I think it goes back to what we were talking about earlier. Is like, yeah, he's talking about feeling jealous and stuff. It's like, you can talk to your girlfriend about that. You can just be like, oh,
That's so true.
I feel insecure and stuff. Like, you know, like because your ex, like, you know, he was part of your life for so long and stuff. And she'd probably be like, you have nothing to worry about.
That's
Like,
so true. There's like something so human that's like, I feel this kind of way, but I'm going to make it about something else.
Yeah.
Really hard, because saying that I'm just jealous, threatened, or insecure is going to be so much worse than just hiding behind these photos.
And it's not going to end there. Like, she could delete all the photos and something else is going to come up that's going to jog up his jealousy and feeling of insecurity, because insecurity is just there. So the verdict was asshole, obviously. Comments, you're the asshole. She is right. You're emotionally insecure. Someone said, you're the asshole and deeply insecure, immature and controlling. Your girlfriend isn't obligated to erase years of photos from before you met because of your crippling insecurity. Grow up. You're the asshole. She showed you a group shot that happened to have her ex in it. Asking her not to show you those pictures because they make you jealous is fair, but expecting her to scrub 4 years worth of pictures when you've known her for 4 months is a stretch. Update. Do you think he fixes this, or do you think he keeps going down the
I
rabbit
think
hole?
he doubled down.
Really?
right.
I want to believe that he got better.
I want to believe that too.
I want to believe that he fixed it.
Okay, let's see. Update the next day.
These are fresh updates out of the oven.
I texted her this morning and I apologized for crossing a line. She said while she accepted the apology, the relationship wouldn't be continuing any further. She said a lack of self-awareness and emotional maturity is not something she can overlook when dating someone. So I guess I'm single now. Update number 2 from this year,
And how long ago was the other one?
2023. This is 3 years later.
Oh.
Wait, okay.
Oh my God.
Okay. What? Wait, don't. That's not fair. You're reading it before us. You
I
can read it
can't
with
help
us.
but
Just read it. Read it. Read it.
Hi, all. This is actually my post. Mind you, this is 3 years later. So, surprise, first of all, it was fake. Sorry, I know, that sucks. I'm actually a woman, and that post was made during my last year as a journalism undergraduate. It was part of a capstone project where we determined how easily it is to mislead people on the internet and to induce public outrage and how that influences far right and far left media pushing. Under the moderation of our professor, we each concocted stories or social media profiles to try and stir up controversy online. Thanks to the original post, safe to say I got an A. I also graduated with honors and with a special distinction for my thesis. The girlfriend was vaguely based on myself, except I have a kidney transplant and not a heart condition, and I exaggerated how well known I was on campus and my looks and intelligence, for sympathy, of course, and who doesn't play up themselves in a fictional world? I've played D&D. Since then, I've been a fairly successful journalist. I've worked for both NPR and the Washington Post. I recently left my career behind, though, and am now in law school studying international law. I can't believe this post is making rounds again, and I debated keeping the story as is, but too many of you all were DMing me the story. For future reference, some of you are far too gullible. Don't believe everything you read on the internet. That's how we got into this crazy situation we're in here in the U.S.
Well, OP,
my
he just reads it and I believe it,
I just
okay?
read it.
Yeah.
So OP, I didn't know.
It's
No,
my job to believe it.
He reads it, okay? Blame him.
Blame him.
I
Blame
just
him.
read
Blame
it.
the producer. Don't blame us. We're
Don't
just
blame
on
him.
the couch.
I honestly,
I
if I
read
read
it.
that online, I'd probably be like, some journalist probably wrote this as a study. Wait,
Me,
this is
anytime
so
I read
That's
a
awesome.
Reddit story, this is
Pretty awesome. It's also, yeah, it's true. Like every story we read on Reddit, I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's an anonymous
It
story.
could be fake.
I
yeah.
take them mostly as hypotheticals.
This is sick as hell, though.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm obsessed. Can we wait? Someone send her this. Send OP this. Comment OP on the video.
But it is very easy to lie online. It's important to remember.
Yeah.
God, that was
I do it all
fun
the
as
time.
hell.
Yeah.
I feel like I just did a cold plunge. An internet cold plunge. Where you believed everything. You're like, wait, actually, no, everything's fake.
I think at this point I'm not hit too hard by it because I'm just like, yeah, probably a lot of them are.
No, sure. I just loved being like, hello,
That
I'm
it
a
was like,
journalist.
Yeah, I think it's the
I'm John
novelty of,
Quinones,
Yes,
and this is
that
what
was
would you
it.
do?
the novelty of coming back like years later and being like, hey, by the way, this
I
is
lied.
fake.
It is, yeah, it is also a little old to be like I know we deal with what is on the internet being fake or real
yeah, we do
constantly.
know
So it
that.
isn't like you're right, things can be fake because
Yeah.
there's so much of it in our
Totally.
day to day, even in, like
That's not like
the news.
Yeah.
That's not that big of a surprise.
It's just the way she.
Oh my god, my food is almost here. I forgot about my food. Bruh, I was invested. Alright, I gotta go do some bounty on the Zari man. Mm. I also need more milk. Ugh. Oh my god. All right. All right, all right, all right, all right. All right. My final say on this story that we just heard is, girl, listen. If it's on Reddit, I know that not all stories are real. Okay? But I don't want to have to start, like, unless it's super fucking obvious. Like, I don't want to have to start thinking about it. Oh, it's probably fake every single fucking time I hear a story. Like, I don't want to. It's too much work. So, like, I'm gonna take you for your word for it. And if it's fake, so be it. You got a reaction. I was entertained. Let's leave it at that. But blaming people, oh, you shouldn't believe everything. I mean, come on now. Like, I understand if it was like actual journal, like the news, but it's Reddit. Like, obviously you shouldn't believe everything, but at the same time, it's like, it could be true. The way I see it is like, even stories that are fake, you know that there's probably a situation exactly like that probably happened anyway. So it might be fake for the person who wrote it, but it's probably not fake for somebody else who lived it. So, you know. All right. Anyway. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba. All right. Next.
He did it.
And she wrote this before AI
Yeah.
took it to a whole new level.
Yeah.
I mean,
I also feel like it's a pretty mild story.
culture,
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, I don't have. This is
And
such a real
man-made it.
scenario. It's not like you wrote something that I'm like, I can't believe that happened. I'm like, your boyfriend was jealous that you had photos of your ex in your phone.
That's almost why I'm more surprised.
I've
I was like,
heard
this is
that.
one of the most believable stories, just like real stories.
I think we could throw a penny and it would land on a jealous boyfriend of a girl's phone camera.
Yeah. I'm kind of like, I guess a part of me is also a little bit like, what was your, what was your argument in that, like, oh, this is dangerous that I persuade people into thinking that boyfriends can be jealous. I'm like, and it's like, oh, actually, but so that story was fake. Mind you, guys are never jealous.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're so
Like,
right.
you know?
Like if she made us believe something that we don't normally can get behind
Which
easily.
does happen on the internet. And that is a very
Yeah,
real
it's good
thing.
to say, yeah.
I think the thesis is true in that we should doubt everything we see on the internet nowadays. But
how about a fictional story that's causing us to look inside of ourselves and confront the issues that we have and our own insecurities?
That sounds like storytelling.
And make us think.
I think I read these in that kind of manner, right? Because I was devastated when I found out Percy Jackson wasn't real.
Yeah. That was really up.
When I found out
my pen in school, why isn't it a sword? Why isn't
But I
it a
was
sword?
relieved when I found out the Hunger Games wasn't real. I read that and I was like, can you believe what they're doing?
Oh my God, when am I gonna have to go?
when
I have to volunteer.
when I found out Shiz University wasn't a thing, I mean, my God.
Can I say though, there's an added layer to this too, and I think it's true for the internet of like, it is important to doubt everything. I say that hosting this show, right? Like, be entertained by the internet, but do not take life advice, because you might go to Reddit and write a story asking for advice about like your relationship or something, and keep in mind that you might be getting marriage advice from a 12-year-old.
It's like
You just do not know who's commenting. You don't know who's on there.
And what if the 12-year-old is actually cooking? Like, that would be crazy, bitch. Like, what the fuck? What do you mean I'm taking advice from a 12-year-old? That's crazy.
12-year-old, we need her on the show.
Like, just don't know what the fuck is like, because it's anonymous, right?
Okay, this is what I was gonna say. What goes on in your guys' brain when you're reading these? Do you picture, like, are you picturing the people visually?
Yeah, I picture
I picture them as Pixar characters, like super soft.
Whoa.
Kind of like the dad. I was picturing him like quintessential, like the dad in Inside Out.
Wow.
Like, I'm not like really thinking in realism a lot with these, because it's just kind of bonkers.
I don't think I'm picturing people. I feel like maybe in my head I'm like, well, now you're making me think.
I know. Think about how you listen.
I don't know.
Just think about that.
You know, and it's funny. This is interesting. And now that you made me think, the first story that we read about the dad.
What did you think he looked like?
You know, it's not actually about what the dad looked like, but it's weird that my head, when I imagined them like going up to the house, it was my house from my childhood. I was like picturing, I was like, when I had to picture a like suburban family in the house, I like I went to my house from my childhood.
There you go.
I don't know what that
Brains
means.
are crazy.
I don't know if it
Brains
means
are crazy.
anything,
Brains are
but-
crazy. When I found out some people do not think in images and like can't think in images, I was blown away by that.
Yeah.
See, anytime I hear something like that, I'm like, what do you mean? Because I can't
like truly cannot form images in their head.
See, but like, I don't know if I can form images in my head, because I don't know what that means to you. And
Ready?
what it
You
means
close your
to
eyes,
me.
can you see a red apple in front of you? Like,
am I seeing like as if there's a TV screen here and there's
whatever
an
you
apple?
want. There's you can picture
Let me
a
try
red
another
apple.
one that we might cut. Boobs.
Yeah, picture boobs.
You see it.
No, I can only describe boobs in my head. I can
close
only
your
see
eyes.
the word boobs.
I can only see one pair of boobs.
Our final story. Mysterious vibrating in my bedroom.
Been there.
Okay. It's not gonna suck itself.
This was posted on RBI, Reddit Bureau of Investigation, a subreddit where people use the power of the internet to solve real-world problems.
Now,
Okay.
I'm writing
you've
in,
piqued my interest.
what's in my ass? I don't know.
I was investigating the male G-spot.
That's crazy.
What is going
It was really
on?
dark in here, and I don't know what I put up my ass.
You've been reading Reddit all day, and you ended your day with that one?
All right. I'm not going crazy, but there's a vibrating in my room that I hear from time to time, and it's making me paranoid. I live alone. No one else lives with me but my dog. The buzz I hear sporadically sounds exactly like my iPhone. Just a quick short vibration about a half a second. It's not my iPhone, as I hear it when I'm actively using my phone, and it's not my phone. It's not regular. It doesn't happen in intervals. It's completely random. Sometimes I hear it often. Sometimes days go by. It's too quiet to hear when I'm watching TV. Almost always when there's no other sound. Sometimes it sounds like it's coming from under my bed. Sometimes it sounds like it's coming from the ceiling. I can't for the life of me figure out what it is. I live pretty basic. I have a light mounted on the ceiling, carbon monoxide detector, and an iPhone charger in my room. That's all the electric things in my room. Could it be coming from inside the drywall? Plumbing maybe? I'm not crazy. This is a real sound, but it happens so infrequently I can't pinpoint it at all. Okay. What do we think it is? Vibrating, just something, and it's kind of different parts of the room.
I have in my apartment like heard buzzing, and I thought it was a phantom, like me thinking I got texts before. And but like I have upstairs neighbors, and like I don't know, like I've always been like, oh, it sounded like a buzz. Like there's so much shit going on. It's the Wi-Fi. I don't know.
I've been going through this actually in the last couple weeks because I've been hearing this sound that's like a little ding sound, and I don't know what it was, and it's one of those things that like I just can't be asked to get up off the couch and like try and figure out what it is. But then I asked Raven, and I was like, is that your computer? And she's like, oh, I've heard that. And she's like, I thought it was your computer. And I'm like, if you're sitting in your office and it's not coming from your computer, I don't know where it's coming from. And it's like kind of been driving me crazy, but also like in a way that I'm like, I don't
God,
what's going on?
We're all so cooked. We're
all
hearing
here.
sounds, and we don't know what's going on.
We don't know what the it is.
I don't know what it is, man. And it's like
We don't know what
this day high enough for me to figure it out, man.
Okay, so someone commented, you say you live alone, but are you in a single family home or in an apartment?
Yeah.
My old apartment had some pretty thick walls, but the floor and ceilings were not. I could hear and possibly feel my upstairs and downstairs neighbors' phones vibrate.
Yeah.
Mostly upstairs because I think it was on a table, so the vibration amplified through my ceiling. You don't live in an apartment, I don't know. Opie said 1-bedroom house.
Whoa.
That makes me think like it's ventilation or plumbing, like pipes.
Or
That's
a rat.
the only thing, or a rat, like a big fat rat with an iPhone.
I
feel like
a
a
rat
pipe.
getting so many emails.
Like, you know how like your AC unit like cycles, it like starts up, like turns
Yeah, it
off.
takes
It
a
could be
while.
something where like, you know, it rustles on and there's like a little vibrating as it's
Yeah.
like, turning.
Also, I don't know. Maybe one of my devices is listening.
Maybe it's the government.
Everything's listening to everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of true.
You know what I mean?
I'm not going
Yeah.
to doubt that.
Like I can go, hey Alexa. Anybody's gonna anyway, keep going.
Well, a lot of listeners just got pissed off.
Yeah.
Hey Google,
And they're
hey
gonna cut
Google,
that. They're
it's
gonna
not
cut
going to suck itself. Sorry.
Someone said, oh God, this would bother me so much. Maybe the CO detector, maybe a fan or some electrical buzz coming from the light.
Fan?
Maybe something with the water heater or Wi-Fi modem router. What other rooms are butted up with the bedroom? Start taking note of the times of day you hear it most often. Obviously, I would guess it's mostly at night when you're in bed, as that's the quietest time you're in your room. But see if there are other times you notice it. Note what other things are or aren't happening in the house. That should narrow it down at least a little. Opie said, that's a good idea to keep a log, see if the times match up or if there's a pattern. We'll do that. Someone said, just to add a sense of panic, let's mention that there's phantom vibration syndrome.
That's what I was thinking. Like, we're all buzzing all the time. Like, who the knows?
OP said, I've had phantom phone ring for years. I've always had that. This isn't physical, it's auditory. I hear it buzzing. Sorry. So phantom vibration syndrome is a real thing. According to Wikipedia, phantom vibration syndrome or phantom ringing syndrome is the perception that one's mobile phone is vibrating or ringing when it's not. PVS is technically a hallucination because your brain is perceiving something that isn't actually happening. So is that because like
that happens to me all the time.
Because that's how like what we are seeing and hearing and everything is not actually what's in front of us. It's what our brain is interpreting. So it makes sense that if emotion or something, your brain is so used to phone vibration that it's like, that's what that is. So it makes you feel that.
And I'm
That's
used to that
creepy.
sound. I'm used to that feel. I'm like used to it on my
Yeah.
couch and like feeling it.
Yeah.
And especially when I'm expecting calls and it's during the day, I'm like always being like, I'm like, and I check it and nothing changed.
Okay.
But I get texts, so don't worry, guys. I get a
Dude,
lot.
like I'm getting calls and texts, I swear.
Like, I get
Like
a lot.
sometimes
Some
I
people are
don't,
calling
and
me
I
all
think
the
that I am.
time.
I get like a
I'm
lot.
always getting.
A lot.
And it's like that's probably why I have it because it's like I'm just always
'cause I'm, like,
getting
getting hit up,
texts,
like,
and so I'm like,
constant.
surely I'm getting a text right now because I'm always
It's just like hit up.
Update.
Beep, beep, beep.
Okay.
1.5 years later.
What? Took him 1.5 years to figure it out. Damn.
Any last guesses?
Alien.
Could be. Could be.
Alien?
You look, I'll hop on the alien train.
I'll go with I'm gonna go with some weirds in the walls. A drone.
Drone.
Drone. Okay. I'm about to read it.
Yeah. That's usually how that goes, yeah.
Well, any last guesses?
Okay, thank you.
Posted about a strange buzzing in my house over a year ago, and I never was able to figure out what it was. I heard it so infrequently and irregularly that it was almost impossible to figure out what it was. Every time I'd hear it, I'd immediately stop what I was doing and go real silent, waiting with bated breath, hoping it would buzz again. Almost like a cruel joke. It would only buzz after I gave up waiting and went back to whatever it was I was doing. Even up to last week, I'd still hear it, sometimes multiple times a day. Sometimes weeks would go by without hearing it. I'm pretty sure I figured it out, and it's comically stupid what it was. So I was sleeping in the middle of the night, like 3 a.m., and I woke up and was in a semi-sleep daze, kind of drifting. The world was real quiet, and it was a deep silence, and I heard the buzz. But for the first time, it almost immediately repeated and kept repeating in frequency, almost like a rhythm. I was 100% sure it was my phone ringing on vibrate, so I started groping around the bed to find my phone because the buzzing sounded exactly like my phone buzzing every 2 seconds for about half a second. Once I found my phone, the buzzing continued, but I couldn't quite place where it was coming from. This is going to sound crazy, and I'm amazed this is the source, but eventually my alertness and physical movements woke my dog up, and the buzzing immediately ceased with a grunt. The buzzing was my stupid shepherd's exhales. Like his every exhale or possible inhale, I'm not sure, was buzzing, exactly emulating a cell phone buzz.
This happened to me like 2 days ago.
That's crazy.
This happened to me. I can't believe I didn't think of it. This happened to me 2 days ago. I was laying on the couch, and my dog, I like had my arm down, and he laid napkin, had like laid his head, and his neck was resting on my arm. And then I kept feeling this buzzing, and I was like, why is, I thought my phone was buzzing, but then it was on the armchair, and I was like, what? And then I realized it was like his neck and the exhale.
It was a journalist.
It's
showing us that internet
It was
is fake.
actually John Quinones.
Napkin goes, I've been working for the Globe.
I've actually been,
I work
you
at the
cannot
Globe.
trust anything you hear vibrating.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. It's happened to you.
Oh my God.
I'm decently confident that this is the same buzzing that I've been hearing for years, and also the reason that I've been unable to source it, because every time I hear it, I'll get super alert and tense, which immediately wakes up my dog as he's super attuned to my behavior, and his breath buzzing stops. Then when I relax and give up the search, he goes back to sleep as the situation is over. That's when I hear it again, and he again wakes up to see what's got me agitated. I also only ever hear it during moments of calm when I'm lounging, never when I'm active and moving about the house. So this would make sense that it's only ever when my boy is sleeping. I'm pretty satisfied with this answer, and when I do hear it again, I'll be on the lookout to see if it's the dog nose next time as well.
It happened to you. That's crazy.
Yeah, but it was like I felt the vibration on my arm. Like
So
I
you
don't think I
knew
would
it
have
was.
heard it. So I felt it, and I was like, "What was that?" And I was like, "Oh, it's that's so funny." That's
Because then every
incredible.
time you do, you move, like your dog is gonna
I was
stop.
like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Let's get it.
What a prank.
Wow.
He goes, we looking for that buzz again? What's that buzz? We're looking for it.
Yeah. He's like
the dogs are just like, what the f?
yeah.
Yeah, the dog's going.
Dog,
you
did
go.
you hear that, dude?
Yeah, the dog's
What
going.
was that?
He goes, I heard it too. Where was it?
I've heard that, dude.
Honestly, I bet it's the cops.
Yeah. Dude, something's in the walls, man. You gotta bust open the walls. Something's in the walls.
My cat's purrs are like too obvious, I
Yeah.
feel like. But with cats make you less anxious because they're, unlike dogs, which I feel like are by your side a lot more, cats are just all over the place all the time. So you'll hear weird noises and you're just like, that's probably my cat getting up to shenanigans.
And you're just used to weird noise.
You're just like, yeah. Like,
Yeah.
you hear something. The only thing that wakes me up is I'm like, I'll hear something, I'll be like, they're on the counters. And I'll be like, you bastards, like I hear you. Get off. You'll just hear them all
They're
over
on
the
the
place.
counters.
They're on the counters again. And, like the funniest was there was one time, this was like we were living in a different apartment and we had built these like shelves so that the cats could get up to above the kitchen
Yes,
counters.
I love those. Yeah.
And Bones was unable to hop up high enough. But one of the nights he tried, and we wake up to like a crash. We hear like a, and then I run out, and I just see Bones in the middle of the floor, just like his tail puffed, just kind of like, and I was like, "Did you fall, hit the trash can, and then hit the ground?" Because he was just so embarrassed, just kind of like.
He's like, nah, dude, that was someone else.
He was like, that
wasn't
that
me,
was.
bro.
It's like, dude, there's a weird buzzing sound. It sounds like a cat's falling.
I don't know what happened.
What's the threshold? Sometimes I think about like, what's the threshold of weird noises you could hear before you could be like, is my place haunted? Because I'll watch like ghost hunting shows and they'll just be like in there silently and they'll hear like the littlest noise. They'll be like, oh my God. I'm like, I feel like I'm always hearing noises.
I
And I'm
hear
like,
so much shit and it's
Whatever.
fine.
Things make a lot of noise. It's why, okay, this, because people know I'm a bit of a skeptic, right?
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying I don't believe in those things. It's just that so many people, I'm like, if you want to believe in the things, that's what you're going to hear. Because we're talking about how our brains perceive things. So if you're telling yourself it's a ghost, I'm like, you're more likely to like make that pattern make sense to you.
Yeah.
Yep. You ready for this? I'm going to wrap it all up in a bow.
Okay.
That same thing.
And so like I was thinking that
Killed.
That was good. Wow, it was the dog all along.
It was the dog all along. This time you can blame it on the dog.
And now you can.
Anyways, thank you both for being here for all these updates.
You're the best, man.
Thank you,
guys
bro.
are the
You're the
You're the
You're the
best.
f***ing best.
guys. I love you guys.
This is awesome.
I
Yeah.
love this show.
It's time for bed.
I love-
Lights
All
up.
right.
All right.
Well, guys, it's time for bed. I know for some of you it's 11:30 in the morning, but it's time for bed. Sorry, I have to make the rules. Thank you, Trevor and Angela. And thank you all for watching. And hey, we'll see you next week. Update, we're having another show next week.
Update. Another episode comes out.
Another
Get your
episode.
pancakes. Love
Next
you.
week. Bye.
It's
All right, let's see. I think I saw that one.
Welcome to my last Monday episode. Reddit on Wiki starts now.
Get therapy.
Today I fucked up by forgetting I had a pie hole.
What now?
what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Today you
is
fucked
that?
a pie hole, or
No,
you fucked up a pie
What is a
hole?
pie
forgetting
hole?
I had a pie hole.
What's the is that like one of those boards where you stick your face through it so you can
No.
get pied?
Get pie.
It's a
What
glory
is a
hole
pie
pie.
hole?
What are we talking about
That's
here?
kind of what Sean is describing.
Yeah, but instead of a penis, it's a whole thing. So
Instead of a mouth, it's a pie.
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, there's no judgment here. I can just jump into the story if you guys want.
I mean,
Yeah,
let's get
would
into
we
it.
be would we be judging this person afterwards? Maybe.
Potentially.
Okay. All right.
So I hit it off with a girl on a dating app. We went on a date and she seemed legitimately interested in me. The vibes were fantastic. She mentioned enjoying anime, manga, same as I do. When I was home, we were texting and I recommended some random older manga. Manga? Is it manga or manga?
you're asking the two wrong guys.
Gotcha. Okay. Someone will correct me.
I want to say manga.
Okay.
Manga feels right.
All right. I'll try and go for that.
I'm craving mango, so I'm going with manga.
Now you're fucking me up. I recommended some random older manga that I really enjoyed, and she asked where she could read it. So I Googled around and came across an only mildly sketchy site where one could read it for free. I copied the URL and sent it to her. She sent me a curt, "What the fuck did you just send me?" And I was baffled.
This is me when I send the smut to John and Josh.
It was a brief loop of, "What are you talking about?" And her saying, "This is fucking disgusting." And me responding, "I mean, I guess it's a little on the darker side, but it's a horror series. Just keep reading." And her responding, "Why the fuck would you think this is okay to send to me?" And then she unmatched and blocked me. I opened up the link again and it was fine. I had no idea what happened. When I was having lunch with a friend and was venting to him about this, I pulled up the text conversation and clicked the link. I immediately realized what had happened. At the time, I had a Pi hole set up, which is a Raspberry Pi that acted as a network-level ad blocker. When I had originally opened the link while connected to my home network, it showed all the pages for the chapter 1 and not a single ad.
Oh,
What I did not realize was that the Pi hole was holding back an incredible quantity of anime porn advertisements
Oh.
and videos.
So a pie hole is an ad blocker, essentially.
Yeah, it's
sounds
like it
Context?
ad blocks for your whole network, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whoa, fancy.
It is
I've
fancy.
never heard of that in my life.
Same.
So when later accessing the site on cellular data, I would be greeted with Bulma from Dragon
Bulma
Ball,
from Dragon Ball.
Bulma.
getting viciously and viscerally, vicariously cream pied by Bart Simpson.
oh
Bart
Lord.
Simpson.
Two. You were. You were giving Bulma Dragon Balls, Bart.
We we were on the right track when we said the comeback.
Holy
Early
moly.
in the episode.
The fuck is Bart doing there?
Also, Bart's 12 or some shit.
Oh god.
That's even worse.
Closing that ad would show a clip depicting an actual 1,000-year-old dragon in a very not 1,000-year-old girl's body doing things. And some of the ads were even worse, depicting animated things of even more questionable illegal nature.
Oh boy.
It was sort of impossible to access the underlying site without closing 30 ads first.
This is like that mission in Grand Theft Auto, bro.
You know, I've never played a single Grand Theft Auto.
No, I've never played the campaign anyway.
Really?
I've only played
Anyways,
online.
There's definitely a mission, like the very, very first assassination mission, where you have to fix like a pop-up blocker, and it's just a shit ton of porn like that's just popping up, and you gotta close it in like very fast.
Jesus. It now made perfect sense why she would unmatch someone that would send it to her after one date and act like it was fine. So that's my today.
I mean, it's
fucked
kind
up.
of porn.
You just gotta keep reading. Sharon is fucking somebody right now. What are we talking about?
Holy shit. Yeah, some of those sites are crazy. I mean, even the one
When I'm
Sean-
looking for fucking NBA games, I'm like, Jesus fuck Christ,
Yeah.
God damn it. I can't fucking, none of y'all are regular.
we were looking at I forget what it was. We couldn't find a horror movie on any of the like streaming platforms, and so we went to one of the
Like the free movies.
yeah. No, it was legal. So
Are we not allowed to say?
wa-
Yeah.
it wasn't
for
me. It was
sure.
a friend of a friend.
I watch legitimate sports. table
from the
for
high
sure.
seas. Are
But I mean, it wasn't available on any other platform, so I don't care who. I don't know who would give a fuck. But anyway, so we went to the site, and it's just boobs on the screen, and we're all just sitting there like, oh, this is weird. Like, what the fuck?
Oh, shit.
I keep forgetting like the comedian that like made a joke about this, like said like the first time experience like having those type of websites are like, why are there so many 40-year-old women wanting to meet me
In my area.
It's in
What
my
the hell?
area. Damn, do they really want me? That's crazy.
How do they know what I look like?
I'm just looking for the Rockets game.
Pinchy Poo said she should have been using an ad blocker. Remember, friends, always use protection.
I mean,
I want to
Literally.
figure out what this fucking pie hole shit is. I want that.
I might end up in the wrong place if I'm like, hey, Googling pie holes. I'm just
Why
like,
can't I
You might
make
end up on this website.
But it's a win-win for you, John.
Damn it!
not into that weird shit though. Not
All right,
That's
let's gotta
true.
do some research, but we're here
The
anyway.
fucking the office thing where they knock over Stanley's cross puzzle and it's just hentai. And they're like, and it's silent. And he's like, it's hentai. It's art. And then he like, I think it was a deleted scene. I don't
I was
think that
gonna
was
say I've
in
never
the
seen
show.
that.
I've only seen it on like TikTok. I want to say it's deleted scene.
Crazy. All right, boys, let's hit the next story here. Posted by the Lower Score Painter. And this was, I believe, originally posted on r/relationships. Title for this one is Me, 24 female, with my boyfriend, 27 male, of 2 years. He destroyed the painting I made for him because it was a, quote, cheap gift.
Give those ages again.
Excuse
say it,
me?
brother.
24 female and
That has to
27.
be rage bait. See, that's too egregious, so it's probably just rage bait. I'm choosing to believe that. What the fuck? Oh, this is rage bait. And that's on period! Am I tripping? Am I tripping? Did I miss something? Like, why are we still here? No. Ah! Anyway.
Male of 2 years.
Illegal.
Is it? He was 25 when they started.
Yeah, I'm always confused on is it like before?
You tell us that's your
confused.
rule.
Yeah, I'm always a little bit. It's
Oh my god, I hate my
the
amp.
easy one for sure.
All right. I mean, you make the rule.
we don't
We
have
just
the
Yeah, I
amp
do
for
make
that.
the rule. It's just I don't know. It's hard. This is why there should be no kings. You know what I mean?
Fuck.
Okay. I understand.
this specific reason.
yeah,
The
yeah,
interpretation is very
Yeah.
cloudy.
I understand.
Yeah.
All right, so my boyfriend, and this
Oh,
is an
fuck
unfortunate
this. I
name for
kinda have to
John.
go.
My boyfriend John is extremely difficult to buy presents for. He came from an affluent family and has a great job and buys everything he wants whenever he wants. I am lower income. I lost my job a few months ago and had to take on another one, which pays less, and I am struggling to pay my part of the rent and pay off my student loans. It is difficult for him to understand this most of the time. Now, I love to paint. My boyfriend has said my paintings are very good and that he likes them a lot. Since my income is so low, I decided to paint my boyfriend a painting for his birthday. I researched this for months beforehand, and I decided to paint a scene from his favorite video game, BioShock, with him as a Big Daddy character. I know that, and for anyone who doesn't know BioShock,
I know,
Big,
that sounds
Big Daddy
wild.
it's not a kink thing.
I've never played BioShock.
It
but
sure
it's
sounds
really-
like one.
I've never played, but
never
they're
played.
all in my Steam library that I've never played.
That is wild. I would expect you have,
I have like 300 games that I probably only played like 10 of them.
but the Big Daddy they're just like these big mech suits, basically.
Okay.
Yeah. I know it sounds cheesy, but I honestly thought he would like it because he always said I was talented and he loves this game. I poured a ton of work into it. A week before his birthday, he had been hinting heavily at wanting a new iPhone. When I presented him with this painting, he asked if this was his present and if I got him something else.
Oh fuck! I would
Bro,
have
an iPhone?
Did you know I'm fucking broke? You know, what are you talking about?
iPhone?
Yeah. I also think it's insane to ask someone, your partner, to buy you an iPhone.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's your own shit.
No, I mean, like, no matter like your income levels, I think.
That's what I'm saying. Get your own fucking phone.
I told him this was his present and that I'd worked on it for months, especially for him. He got upset and told me a bunch of awful things, saying that it's a cheap and lazy gift and that I was cheap in general.
Oh,
I was trying
okay.
to defuse the situation, and I told him that I'm sorry he didn't like it, but I wasn't able to get him the iPhone he wanted. He took the painting and he didn't tear it, but he sort of bent and crinkled it, completely
Oh.
ruining the paint.
Yeah, that's rage
Hell
bait.
no.
Ain't no fucking
That's
way.
rage bait.
He
Like,
told
I'm
me that
sorry.
that I obviously didn't care about what he wanted and that I was bad at budgeting and all of this ranting. It came out that he resented paying for the groceries and utilities, even though he'd agreed to all of this before. I told him that if he wanted to discuss that, we could, but this wasn't a good reaction. He told me that I was just after him for his money and that he didn't want a shitty painting when he could apparently be in a committed relationship with another girl at his workplace who makes much more money. Then he told me, but I love you. As though
No, you don't.
Yeah.
Finish.
You stupid bitch is what he wanted to say.
As though it was an excuse for what he had said. Then he said that this girl had bought him a red velvet cake for his birthday, which is his favorite cake, which I don't care about. I told him that I baked him a chocolate cake earlier in the week with cream cheese frosting, and that it's basically the same as a red velvet cake.
It is.
It is
It
the
is
same.
the same.
exact same.
One's just died.
Yeah.
He switched and said that she had gotten it from his favorite bakery, and some random girl knows which bakery he likes over me.
Ugh,
I just went to bed.
okay.
This morning he's gone, and so is the painting. He sent me a text saying that he went out to an Easter/birthday brunch with his parents and that he'll be back soon.
Mm,
I'm not sure if I want to end the relationship, which has a ton of commitment involved. He has never acted like this before about money, and I don't know what's
he's
up
already cheating.
because he's not telling me. I
He's
think he
already
might be
cheating.
interested in this other girl, or at least jealous of how much money she makes compared to me. How am I even supposed to approach this? I'm already feeling very hurt about the painting, and I'm not sure that this is a good place to start another argument.
He's
Break the
already
fuck up. All right,
Yeah.
let's start from the top here. Him calling your present lazy and cheap, one, is incredibly fucking elitist
Okay,
and
this
selfish
mission
as
is
shit.
actually
Because
annoying.
one, you spent hours and hours researching his favorite video game, and I hate hearing this about like artwork. Art is not cheap and easy.
No.
Getting the tools, the materials, the paint,
Man,
and
this
just
is
like the
actually
time
insane.
it takes to create art,
Why
that
is
shit
it-
is exhausting,
shouldn't be
and
this
it's
hard,
a
isn't it?
fucking personal item that came from you.
Yeah.
Like,
Mm.
and for him to just call it cheap, lazy, bent, whatever you created, this is not someone that you want to be with. And this motherfucker's already 1 foot out the door. He's already lusting for someone else, and he's just taking out all his aggression on you for some fucking reason. Is he unhappy about like him footing the bill? Okay, that's a valid feeling that he may have, but he should have said that before he agreed on doing anything with you. If there's anyone to blame in this scenario about how unhappy he is, it's his own bitch ass fucking self for not speaking up in the first place.
Yep.
I agree with pretty much all of that. Like, and even if it's like you agree to it and then like later on you're like, all right, this is more than what I could chew. I'm not having a great time.
Mhm.
You got to discuss it.
Yes.
You know, you can accept to do something and then, you know, figure out a compromise later on whenever you're like, I thought I could handle it. I'm actually getting fucking rocked. So, you know, I need help on this. But like, I don't know. It's just, he's complaining that you don't know him well enough. Like, but it sure feels like he doesn't know you. You know what I mean? Like,
But also, like, she knows your favorite video game and created a whole painting with you in it. It sounds like she knows you pretty well.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. And then baked your favorite flavor pretty much. Like, wouldn't you rather have it baked by your partner? Doesn't that mean more than to have it baked by your favorite place, which you could buy whatever?
Well,
Presumably.
regardless of
also
that-
because she's fucking unemployed at the moment and fucking racked up with student loans. If
Yeah.
anything, whatever she's making is more work than what the fuck he had to do.
Yeah. And it's just like, he doesn't know you. I mean, he's expecting you to pay for a fucking iPhone. You could barely pay rent. He knows you lost your job. You had to get a job that's lower paying. It's an absolute wild gift. I mean, if you're making a shit ton of money, for sure, whatever, buy your partner a phone or whatever. I don't.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, if you're making a shit ton of money, I don't know how much that puts a dent in your pocket. But like, when you know your partner isn't making any money, wild assumption to be
Well,
like.
I think it's even if you do have the money, I think it's a wild assumption to be like, yeah, I'm expecting them to get me an iPhone. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I just rich people will never surprise me with what they
true.
think
But
is normal.
I'm
'Cause
just
they're
like,
out of
even if my
touch. They
partner
don't know
was
what-
like rich as fuck, I would never expect that from them.
Yeah, because we're poor, Josh.
That's true.
They don't know
That's
they don't know
maybe.
what having to fucking
Poor.
save for a long time just to get anything feels like. So
Yeah.
out of fucking touch, dude.
The fucking My Sweet 16, when they don't get like the exact car they wanted, they'd freak out. Yeah, it's the rich people. I'm not surprised that they're out of touch and they want a phone.
Fair.
But
Okay. Yeah.
to have it from your partner, who it's
Who's
wild
not
to expect the
rich.
iPhone 1 second and then the next second be like, you know, you only want me for my money.
Right.
So am I broke or can I buy a phone? Which one is it? You know what I mean? To pick a lane.
Yeah. So there are some relevant comments here and then an update. So the first commenter said, "Are you kidding me? Your boyfriend ruined something that you made for him out of love and called it shitty because it wasn't expensive enough, berates you for your financial situation, and is talking about another girl in front of you. Why is this guy not your ex already? Please don't say he's a good guy because good guys don't do shit like this."
He's
Also,
kick-ass.
why is the painting gone?
Yeah, he took it.
Knowing everything else that we've heard from this guy, I'm like, he took it for a reason, and I feel like it's Tamako P.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah, I don't know
OP
why he took
responded to
the
that one,
painting.
said, haha, he's definitely not the best guy, which is crazy
Stop
to
it.
say about your
Whoa,
boyfriend.
whoa.
It's race bait.
I mean,
It's
if
supposed
that's
to
Now
the
say-
you'd be an
bar.
asshole to yourself if you don't fucking leave this
it's supposed to
jackass.
say race
Yeah.
bait.
What I would say is he says a lot of things in anger, but I am definitely considering breaking up with him. Because of my financial situation and the lease, this would be very difficult. So I'm wondering if there's a way this could be worked out,
Oh,
which I don't
well.
think there could be.
I feel like those aren't good enough reasons to work
Yeah.
something out.
No.
It's just more
And
convenient.
this is why you should never rely on a
the
man
yeah.
for
I mean, I get
anything
it.
financial.
It's especially if you're not.
They're gonna hold it against you, and when they're done with you because they find some new hot girl to fucking be with, they're gonna drop you in the street homeless. Girl, it's okay to be poor. On God, like in this economy with like the way the world works right now, I'm poor too, but I also live alone. I'm a very poor person who lives alone because I know motherfucking way I'm gonna rely on a single person to do anything for me. So be poor and alone, and you're gonna be happy.
Not like in your hometown. Say you moved there
That's a
with him or
difficult-
whatever.
yeah.
That's a whole nother layer of difficulty for sure. I get that, but I don't know.
I think you should still be making moves and plans to.
I don't
Yeah,
care.
I would say you got to be
Money
making moves for, all right, how do I get out of this
Yeah.
situation?
Yeah.
Instead of like, how do I fix this? Because it doesn't sound worth fixing.
Yeah.
This fucker's already cheating on the other coworker.
Yeah, he sounds
He's
like he wants
definitely
to
cheating already.
Yeah, probably. And then this is crazy, but OP just mentions this casually in a comment. Says,
Anyway.
"Wait until I tell you about the muffin incident." And in brackets, he thought I was making blueberry muffins and threw one across the room when he realized they were cranberry. And then
Okay, this guy has anger
I don't
issues.
Yeah.
know. This is
and
rage
then
bait.
the Thanksgiving debacle when he told my grandmother he thought she was dead already, which is so fucked up.
Again, this is rage
What the
bait.
hell?
Where are you guys meeting these men? What
Yeah.
the fuck?
Throw this guy all the way in the trash.
We got to start breaking up with people.
For real.
This is wild.
And then there was an update the next day. So, when John didn't return after a couple of hours and I read your comments, I got a little pissy and invited over a couple girlfriends for drinks and complained. I did a lot of complaining and they basically said what you said. John did not return home after his Easter brunch, so
Bruh.
I ate a tray of lemon bars. When I got home from work today, he had the painting and he put it in a cheap dollar store frame. It was wrinkled, flaked, and ruined beyond repair. He told me that he was sorry that he got so upset and that he was just expecting a different gift. I asked him where he was, and he said he stayed with his parents for the night and borrowed work clothes from his dad. And then brackets, yeah, right. I directly asked him why he was so upset when I gave him a painting that I worked so hard on, and he said that he pays for everything and gets rightfully upset when I don't use all of my extra cash to be thoughtful. OP then says, I pay for half of the rent on this expensive apartment and all of my student loans. I have no extra cash. He buys the most expensive parts of the groceries, like a pound of pine nuts a week, and expensive gelato always in the
Damn.
freezer.
Pine nuts are fucking expensive, dude.
I don't even know what that is.
A pound of them a week is crazy.
What are you doing with that many pine nuts?
I
I mean, they're delicious.
Never had
they
'em.
are good, but couldn't eat that many a week.
I mean,
I'd be broke.
so expensive. I mean, a little baggie is like, I mean, last time I bought pine nuts, it's like $8 or
Pine
$9.
Yeah, it's a
Curious.
lot. And that's American. Imagine what it is up
Yeah.
here. He also cranks up the AC and heat and leaves all the lights on. We would have countless arguments since I would be paying half of the huge bill that I contributed 10% of.
I hate this.
He
end.
started
I have
paying
to
for the
change this
utilities
end.
and
This end is
groceries at
trash.
his insistence after it started taking a toll on our relationship. I told him that if he was so upset, we could split the utilities again, but I was mad that he took out his temper on me and destroyed all of my hard work. He starts saying things like, you never loved me, you knew I was a prize pig, etc.
Huh?
You're not
Here's the
exactly
thing.
a prize, brother.
No, you're not.
You're a pig.
Our
though.
degrees are the same. That is how we met, but his dad hired him right out of school, and I was left to find work myself. I don't resent him for this, but I wasn't even aware of his economic status while we were initially dating, and by the time that I learned, I was already invested in the relationship. Trust me when I say he's never been this aggressive before in our entire relationship,
Oh,
so I knew something else was up. I was super pissed, and I
He
outright
cheated.
asked him if he was fucking Red Velvet, his work friend. He said that a while ago they went out for drinks after work with the whole group and ended up kissing afterwards. I asked him if that was all that happened, and he said yes.
I don't believe
I kept
him.
asking what his problem is and why he has to compare me to other girls, why he tore up the painting, why is he aggressive now when he hasn't been before, etc. I know I was probably being annoying, but I was so mad, which I don't think you're being very
Also, he was aggressive. He threw the
Yeah.
fucking blueberry.
He has he has a history of fucking blowing a gasket and asking if your grandma's. I thought you were dead already. That's
Crazy.
a wild thing to ask.
Yeah, I think you're really downplaying who he is as a person, OP, or looking over
The
it.
fuck? And
I
he
mean, when
straight up-
you're in the
Yeah.
relationship at all, it's all hard to see.
For sure. I'm hoping they are now realizing it now that they're writing it down.
and
Hopefully.
kiss another girl, and that's constituting cheating. He
Yeah.
emotionally cheated on you to begin with. He admitted that, and he had physical contact with the girl. What are we?
Yeah.
I just don't like how OP's like, I was probably being annoying. It's like, no, OP,
No.
you're being reasonable asking these questions and demanding answers from him.
Yeah.
John, you stupid ass bitch.
He kept repeating the money line over and over, and finally he broke down and told me that it wasn't just a kiss. He said that he and Red Velvet had started going on little dates during work hours.
Yeah, there you go.
They did not have sex, but they were basically in a relationship. He said he was falling for her and felt as though she was better for him, and he wanted to break up with me.
What do you
Part
mean
of the painting
fail?
thing was
What
his
is going
resentment
on
towards
today?
me financially, and part was wanting to hurt me enough that I'd break up with him.
You wanted a fucking iPhone from the from the person you're not even into anymore.
You're cheating
you fucking
on.
rat bastard.
Yeah.
I hate using this term, but my guy, grow a
I cannot
fucking
keep
pair.
wasting my time
Break
here.
up.
What the
Yeah, just-
fuck?
If you're so goddamn unhappy about your current situation, move the fuck on.
Yeah. Be an adult.
I'm gonna have to
Yes.
because I can.
I guess that the fight about the painting was when it
waits for
got
some
real
friends.
for him
That's
and he
crazy.
wanted to fix it and break it off with Red Velvet.
Huh?
Yeah. He and I had signed a 1-year lease and we still have 3 months left, but I told him to get out of the apartment and that we were breaking up. And he did leave with some clothes. I'm not sure if he's coming back. Maybe he's staying with Red Velvet. I don't care. Not anymore. And that is the end of the update. So,
Like, good.
yeah, I mean, good update.
Oh, I have to blow the gasket and be like, I don't want to break up anymore.
I
This is the
regret
one I
this
want. Take me
immediately.
back.
Holy shit.
What a piece of shit. This guy fucking sucks. I mean,
It's
we've said
trash.
most of it during the story, but I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
fucking, this guy fucking sucks, dude.
Verbalize what you fucking want, dude. If you're unhappy about something, use your goddamn mouth and have a conversation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you said in the beginning, it's just like, all right, if you're unhappy not paying all the bills, say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when we get to this, if you want to break up, fucking say that, dude.
what is
Just fuck-
all with these damn mental gymnastics? Like, oh, if I fuck up the painting, maybe she'll break up with me so I can go run away with her. Open your mouth, you bitch.
But then immediately doing it and
I
being like,
know.
I regret it. I
I
actually
regret
This is
really-
crazy. I want you. I'm breaking it up
love-
with the red belt.
You. An
Get help,
asshole.
OP. Or not
I wonder
OP,
if he went to Red Velvet's house and Red Velvet was like, oh, well, if it's over with her,
Oh,
that
no
makes this a
problem.
lot less exciting for me. So I'm not really interested anymore. And
If
he's like,
that's the
fuck,
case-
fuck.
if that's the case, Red Velvet sucks ass too.
Yeah, I mean, already she sucks.
Well, yeah, presuming she knows about
She knows,
this
yeah.
relationship. Yeah.
Oh,
Which I would imagine
I
she would.
gotta imagine she does.
Yeah.
Because she's like, why are we only going out during work hours?
Am I the side piece?
Am I the mistress? No, she definitely not. I think.
Yeah, I agree. I think she probably does too. All right, boys, let's move into the next one. This one's posted on r/Ask Men Advice.
Oh, Sean's
Oh.
favorite.
I've got 2 men here. We're gonna ask
Oh.
some advice. So this one's posted by Engineer Low 7448,
Uh-oh.
and the title it. Why'd you say uh oh?
I don't know.
Engineers don't
This
have the
subreddit
best.
plus engineer plus no
I
disrespect to
deduce
any
that-
engineers out there. You know,
Uh,
y'all aren't a monolith.
no, no,
But,
no, no. But
there's
there
definitely
is-
it's in the subsection
There's
of
a
finance,
trend.
bro. Of you
Yeah.
know, cyber tech, bro.
there is a Venn diagram, and when this overlaps with r/Ask Men Advice, it's maybe not good.
Probably not gonna be good.
My friend said this while applying for a job. How can he get reconsidered or apply again? So up John's alley.
What did he say?
Okay.
So my friend recently applied for a position at a private company that employs a large number of female staff.
Here we go. I had a feeling that this was going to be this.
The interview started off very well. The HR manager was engaged, the atmosphere was positive, and my friend genuinely felt like he was making a good impression. Towards the end of the interview, the HR manager asked him a standard question. What are your weaknesses in a work environment? Trying to be funny and lighten the mood, which is a terrible idea in a job interview, I gotta say.
Do that.
That's your weakness.
Yeah,
Trying to
that's
be
bad.
funny and lighten the mood, my friend replied, women are my weakness. The HR manager's expression immediately changed. He became noticeably more serious, ended the interview shortly after, and told him, we'll contact you later.
Oh! Immediately goes on the software or the program is just like, oh, schedule the rejection letter for Friday.
Red flag. Yeah.
Oh man.
It has now been a full month with no update, and my friend is convinced that his joke cost him the job and that he unintentionally sabotaged his chances.
Yeah,
The position, however, is still open and posted on the company's website. Given the situation, is there still a chance he could be considered if he reapplies for the same position since it's still available?
No.
You're already X'd out, brother.
Yeah, you're done. You're done. Look, I always highly suggest people to be themselves during interview because I feel like if you like bring out your personality, that becomes like a conducive conversation. Like during the interview process, you kind of get a feel of like what the what you are as a candidate, like who you are, like who you represent, and like what your personality is. And you also get a chance to like flip back and interview like your interviewers and really like uncover some of the okay, like what is it really like working here, as opposed to like having a robotic ass scripted kind of interview conversation.
Right.
Yeah.
But some people lack emotional fucking intelligence or situational awareness for that
It's
matter.
that one. Yeah.
It's definitely that one. And I do not like going into job interviews where I don't like do my research in a company. And a lot of times when there's companies like this, in like whatever page that they usually have or about me's, they usually say like, here are the statistics of like who are like the people that are working with this company. And the fact that I feel like you didn't do your due diligence of researching that and finding out a little bit more about company and making like misogynist jokes like that. Unfortunately, brother, like just fucking move on.
Put the fries
And don't
in the
even wait for a
pan.
fucking rejection letter. Fucking find something else because you fucked it up already.
Yeah.
I saw a TikTok recently, and a guy. It started off with like a guy in like headphones. And he was like, "Well, I think my biggest goal would be to date a South Eastern Asian woman and eat at a curry restaurant. So during a Warriors game, so whenever Curry hits a 3, the announcer will say Curry for 3, and then I could say Curry for 2, actually." And then, but actually, it doesn't really even need to be a Southeast Asian girl. It could be any girl as long as we're eating in a curry restaurant. Now that I think about it, any restaurant that serves curry, so it could be Indian, it could be Japanese, Thai, maybe. Yeah, so I would say probably currently that is my biggest goal. And then the person on the other line goes, "So we meant like professionally." What's your biggest goal you have professionally? And he's like,
How the fuck do you even come up with this shit? Dude?
I
It's
guess
crazy.
manager. This was the dumbest video I've ever
Steph
seen.
Curry's manager, to be more specific.
Yeah. Curry for 3? I think I'd rather have curry for 2.
When the aliens are showing their
my
death beam, give me a Kadala.
Whenever Sean describes his TikTok algorithm, I'm like,
my
that
God.
makes sense.
Yeah, it all tracks.
It has like
but
the
yeah,
most
back to
random
this.
shit that he sends me on like the most random days. I'm like, Sean, what the fuck?
He just sends me white people jokes usually.
I mean, that tracks.
Oh shit. Oh man, I'm getting fucking caught here. But yeah, agree with everything John said. This guy's fucking toast. There's no fucking
He's
going
done.
back on that.
He's not getting this job.
The
back.
fact that he remembered the skit, possibly word for word. This guy's
I
superpowers
watched
is
it
crazy.
2 days ago, and I think I watched it 3 or 4 times because I'm like, how dumb is this? This is the stupidest thing I've ever seen, bro.
So fucking funny.
Curry for 3? I'd
Curry
rather
for
have
2.
curry
Curry
for 2. And actually, really, it doesn't have to be a Southeast Asian girl. It could be any girl in a restaurant. In fact, not even an Indian restaurant. It could be Thai. It could be Thai.
Holy fuck.
Oh my God. Kudos to, I wish I could shout out who did that, but I'd forget.
But it is what it is. We can't.
It's just gonna be wiped from his memory in like 2 days when his
Yeah, I'm
like
gonna-
system refreshes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, completely forget about this in 2 days.
We'll quote it and he'll be like, "Oh, that's funny. Where'd you guys find
When
this?"
did you get that? Or John is going to say the exact same joke, and I'm going to be like, hate it. Boo this man. Oh, the double standard.
Many of the commenters were on like agreed with you guys. And one of the commenters said, "Your quote friend," because none of the comments believed that this was actually a friend of OP's.
That's that it was him.
That's crazy.
Oh shit! I didn't even think of that.
It's like, I'm applying for an engineer job. Surely there's no women here. Yeah, you stupid fucking
Yeah.
piece of shit.
So they say, "Your friend's response let HR manager know that at some point your friend is a major sexual harassment liability and
Yeah.
won't be getting hired there." Yeah, it's just like, why make that
Logic.
joke? You know what I mean? Like, it has no bearing on the question, and it
But
is.
thank God he did. He saved
Yeah.
everybody a fucking bullet.
That's true.
You're right. You're right. It
Like
did,
what John said, you got to show your personality.
and
Don't show it too much.
well, I guess it's good that they did because, yeah, like Sean said, saves the company a liability.
Potential lawsuit in
later
the
on.
future. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
And all those employees to
the
hassle.
the asshole here. So for sure. All right, let's move on to the second last one.
I'll send you
potentially.
guys that TikTok later. Don't worry about it.
So we actually have an update from one of our previous stories.
Oh,
This is one
Nice.
Sean did.
Okay, I've been getting tagged in this one. I was ready to do it if we didn't.
Yeah. So this is the one where am I overreacting for getting upset when my wife had another man in the delivery room? Basically,
Oh, that's right, with the friend,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Yeah, it was where
Mm.
OP got the call from his wife saying, "Hey, I'm going into delivery," and he was like, "Yeah, basically, fuck you. I'm going to
I gotta
work.
get my mom.
I gotta go check out my mom who was in a minor car accident." So then, OP's wife called her guy friend to help her get to the hospital, and then OP's sister-in-law or sister was there recording it and stuff like that. He freaked out at her because how dare she have another man in the delivery room with her.
And that's showing up the day after he stole it to
Uh-huh.
work.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, showing up the day
Yeah.
after, and then
And then
being
being like, why are you so salty?
berating her basically.
This is a joyous day.
Exactly. And then accusing her of cheating because she had this other man in the room.
And we
And
were
we all
wishing
said,
that she
I
did.
hope she was.
So there is an update from the wife.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So posted by Strong, midscore check, midscore 4055. And this is the update. So I am the wife from that post, LOL. A friend found it and sent it to me. I still don't get why he didn't post it on a burner account. But anyway.
I mean, this guy's clearly not
He's-
smart.
So he's an
OP.
asshole
moron.
and also fucking dumb.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Pick a struggle.
I decided to make an account to respond and clear some things up and tell my side of the story as briefly as I can. Yes, I did call my husband to tell him that my water broke, and he did tell me that he wouldn't make it and to call an ambulance or his sister. I did not call his sister because we don't get along, and in brackets, she has called me a slur to my face.
Oh.
Yeah. OP is from a different country, by the way. They mentioned that somewhere.
You got a racist
OP this OP
sister-in-law?
or OP?
Wife.
Sorry, the wife. The wife is from a different country.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I have a
so
friend that lives
racism.
closer to us. He ended up driving me to the hospital, and his sister pulled into the lot almost right after us. I don't know how she knew I was going, so now I'm in pain, scared, upset at my husband, and have someone I don't like with me during my most vulnerable.
Who is filming her, mind you? Nah. See, at this point, I'm throwing
One
hands,
moment.
bitch.
I was holding hand with my male friend because why wouldn't I be?
Yes, it's fucking painful.
Now, it was very obvious that sister-in-law was recording me in some way because she basically isolated herself from everyone else in the room with her phone to her chest pointed at me.
Insane.
Real discreet.
So discreet.
Insane.
I didn't think that she was on FaceTime with anyone. I just thought she was filming me, which is equally as weird.
This shit better not be on a live.
Well, remember she
was on
FaceTimed
FaceTime.
him.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. So I'm not sure why I brushed it off or didn't ask about it in the moment
Because you were busy.
when I was more stable.
You were
My
busy
husband
pushing
did,
a
in
life.
fact, show up the next day around 4 p.m.
Oh yeah, after work.
After
Yeah.
work.
After
Yeah.
work. Not even next day first thing. It was after work.
Yep. And tried to act like nothing happened, and I was very moody and rude to him, which was probably very immature of me.
No.
OP.
You just gave birth.
Very
No.
reasonable.
He abandoned
Very.
you.
If anything, underplaying it.
Underreacting.
Yeah.
I would have stabbed the fucker with a scalpel or something.
And he asked in front of everybody else, "Why are you so bad?"
Yeah. This
He's
later
stupid.
broke out into an argument after everyone left where he called me a cheater, and I also said some very nasty things.
Good.
I have been isolating me and my son away from him as much as I can and trying to be less dependent on him in some aspects. The reason for this is because I feel that I can't trust him to keep my son safe or change his diaper or pour my breast milk into a bottle and feed him or burp him or basically do anything for my son at all.
Jesus Christ.
It is true that my son and I are financially dependent on my husband, like he has stated before, and because of this fact, I cannot divorce him, or not for now at least, because I do not have a support system or family that lives near us to help me and my son, and I am still in school. I know staying for the kid isn't healthy, but my family has recommended that I stay for the sake of my schooling and my son's happiness. My husband has stated many times that he, quote, apologized, but these, quote, apologies were just along the line of, I'm sorry, will you stop being angry now?
That's not an apology.
No, I am not sleeping with the male friend. We've just been friends since second grade, and there's never been anything romantic or sexual between us. And that is the
God forbid
update.
people have fucking platonic relationships. Like,
Yeah.
come on now.
But that is the update, or well, not really an update, but her side of the story.
Perspective, yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of a sad one.
It's,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it is unfortunate that there are circumstances where, you know, people would have to stay in relationships just because there's a huge financial aspect into possibly moving on. No support system like what OP is talking about here. It's unfortunate, but I hope like maybe in your school system or maybe like there's some sort of like a community resource center that could provide you with information. You know, hopefully there's an escape plan like in the works. Because you know we just want OP to be safe and the kid to be safe. It sounds like the father is unreliable. It's not a good partner to have, and it's not going to be a good environment for the kid to grow up. So,
it's really
wishing
wrong.
nothing but the best for OP
Like,
and the child.
Staying for the kid is literally so toxic anyway. It always make people absolutely miserable. Always staying for the kids. The kids want you to divorce, babe. The kids are fucking sick of y'all. Don't stay for the kids. They don't need this shit.
Child and hope everything works out for them.
Yeah. A little bit of a bummer that it's just platonic for me personally. Would have loved but you can't force those things.
No.
But yeah, I mean, what sucks that, logistically, like we just talked about it, like it's never great to stay in a relationship because of logistics. Like that's never a good enough reason. Hopefully that resolves itself soon somehow. Maybe, I don't know. You know, I mean, I imagine if you're from another place, you're on a student visa, so maybe like on campus. I don't know. I don't know enough about the situation, but hopefully there's a way out of that, because it's not going to be comfortable. You're already not comfortable raising your kid there in his presence. You don't trust him to do anything, so I can't imagine a more rough situation.
Well, and fair enough that you don't trust him, because he's proven that he won't be there for
he will
you
ditch you guys. Yeah.
in a moment of need, and then get angry when you find a solution to him not being there. Like,
and you have a racist sister-in-law, and who knows how the mom is like. I feel like
I can guess.
The mom is definitely probably racist.
Well, and it sounds like he's giving me the passport bro feeling as well. That's an assumption, but
That's an assumption that I had to.
it's maybe a good one.
Valid.
I am wondering how OP is not from the country, but also their friend from second grade is like 10 minutes down.
Maybe
I
she's
don't know.
ethnic,
I don't know how that works.
Maybe from a
that
community,
works.
you know, like you just kind of
Or
stick
she
with
could have been born in another country and arrived at like 2 years old. You know?
the people that you're probably familiar with.
Who knows? Or maybe he moved there too. You never know.
Maybe.
All right, I got one last story of the day from r/true off my chest by Inhuman Persona. Before we get into it, there is a content warning for suicide/self-harm.
Well done.
If this is something you don't want to listen to, feel free to skip ahead. We will be doing the Amazing Underbox segment right after this. So go check that out. This is your warning. So the title for this one is A Girl I Talked Off the Ledge 12 Years Ago Just Got Married.
Oh, it's
A wholesome one then.
positive, hopefully.
Yeah.
All right.
I brought positive to the end. Even though John rage baited me last episode.
Sorry.
Hey, he did it in the beginning though.
True.
A crescendo, if you will.
But then that's all I could think about the whole
The rest of the
All right, so this the post goes is this. When I was a teenager, my senior year in high school, I was really going through my emo phase and had joined a bunch of pop punk fan pages on Facebook. Sounds like Sean.
I was like, who didn't go through that phase?
Still is probably, huh, son?
Yeah, a
Still-
little bit.
yeah.
I mean, okay, peek behind the scenes here. Nancy and I are going to buy each other used instruments for our anniversary. Or we're going to look
Whoa.
into buying used instruments for our anniversary gift to each other.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
going to get a fucking electric drum set and fucking just play pop punk and emo shit probably.
Let's go. I'm
I
excited.
don't know. We're still we just began research.
Aren't your parents your neighbors? They're gonna fucking hate you.
That's why I said electric.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
electric.
You can just plug in headphones or something.
Yeah,
Oh,
that way
okay.
no one has to fucking hear me. I mean, I grew up with an acoustic drum set in the house, so kudos to my parents for not fucking murdering the fuck out of me, because that couldn't have been pleasant.
Easy. Yeah. I just pictured The Office with David Wallace and his.
I'm thinking Step Brothers.
Oh
right?
yeah. Touch my drum
Drag my ball sack on my snare drum.
So I joined a bunch of pop punk fan pages on Facebook. I was 16 or 17 at the time, but I made some really awesome friends in some of those communities, some of whom I still talk to this day. One of the girls in the chats I talked to was much younger.
If you don't zoom in on John eating the fry, I'm gonna be so pissed.
I'm just going to cover it up,
Cover it.
censor it.
This is fucked up. This is beyond fucked.
One of the girls in the chats I was talking to was much younger. I don't remember how old, but she was below the age of 15. She was telling me and one of her best friends that her depression was winning and she was planning to jump off a bridge that day. She was saying her goodbyes. Now, I didn't really know anything tangible about this girl, and I'm a significantly older stranger on the internet who doesn't live anywhere nearby. So while her friend is freaking out, I swallow my discomfort and start reaching out to everyone on her page, listed as family. Eventually, someone who I believed was her aunt responded. I told her everything, providing screenshots of her messages. The aunt reached out to her parents and then radio silence. Her aunt told me that she thanks me for her help, but she lost her privileges to the internet and I'm not allowed to contact her from there on out.
Okay.
I was devastated, hoping she didn't hate me for going that far to help her, and I just spent years wishing her the best in the back of my mind. About 5 years ago, we reconnected.
Oh.
She's a college graduate and a psychologist now. We talked for a bit, shared the bullet point life experiences, but otherwise haven't spoken much since. Well, today, a collage of pictures came across my dashboard. She just got married.
Hell yeah.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
honestly so proud of her overcoming her demons and finding happiness in a world that left us both fighting for our lives against demons at such a young age. I hope she continues living her best life. Heart emoji.
Damn,
Nice.
that's beautiful.
Yeah, good for
great.
OP reaching out and caring enough for a stranger to put themselves out there.
I wonder if the no internet thing helped or hurt the situation.
I feel like it
I'm
probably
interested
might have
in
not
that.
helped, but
Part of
hey,
me is like,
they're still
I don't know,
alive.
punishment seems like
It's
the
the-
right way to go, but then maybe
It's
they were
tough.
just seeing like too much like stuff on the internet because the internet is just
It's a
Yeah.
scary place.
bad
Yeah.
sometimes.
That's what
So
I'm
maybe
thinking.
that's what it was.
Because there is like studies that show that social media is, I mean, bad for
Oh.
everyone technically, but
Terrible.
especially people like younger who are impressionable. So, you know, maybe more protected screen time might not have been a bad idea.
Yeah.
I don't know. And we don't know truly what the extent of the, you know, even if it's, I don't know if you call it a punishment, but restrictions
Mhm.
were here and like if they got her help or whatever. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy she's where she is in life and sounds like she's doing great for herself.
Also,
Good for
just
her.
like I mean,
Good for her. All right. What the fuck is that? Oh, that's Militia. I'm done with Warframe for now. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna take a small break. And then I'm gonna decide if I want to keep playing or if I want to go to sleep. Plus, I gotta eat something more tangible, so I'll be back. after after thinking about it, I decided to take a break and come back tomorrow. At least I'm taking a break for now, but like I don't want to put myself on pause and like if I'm gonna stream again, I'm just gonna stream again. If I'm not streaming again, then I won't. And that's that.